I went Pilates the other day still.
Yeah, I saw your tips.
Pilates.
Yeah, I went Pilates still.
Pilates,
bro.
Pilates is what? As in, is that the thing where like you're on that kind of like not rowing machine?
Yeah, reformer.
Yeah.
The reformer
Pilates.
Pilates.
Yeah, I went still.
I can't lie, that is, bro.
Because for me,
saw a
it's
video
like,
the
I just
other day.
wanted. You saw?
I saw a video the other day. Yeah, someone walked into a room and it was like there was bare men doing the
Yeah.
reformer Pilates.
Yeah, I saw that still.
And they were all moving mad guilty. Like,
It's like they report.
like yeah, bro. I can't lie. It looks very compromised.
Nah, you know it is. You know, I think so. The exercises that are quite funny, like that. If you saw man doing it, you'd be like, oh, no, that's funny still. But then there's others that are just like it's just normal, innit? It's like you sit on the box and then you're doing it's resistance work, innit? It's like you're working like your chest and your back, basically, innit? And then obviously there's like bare core stuff and that as well.
Sitting on boxing.
I'm not sitting on any box.
Bro. You know, for me, I just wanted to do. For me, I just wanted to do something different, innit? Because obviously gym is gym, innit? I've been doing gym for a long time, innit? And even in terms of like, I think last year, 2 years ago, I was doing like badminton and like swimming and that. It's just something else that's like
kick ball, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah, no, I could kick ball.
You
But
say
they don't give you the. They don't
Was
give
it
you
calisthenics or calisthenics?
Calisthenics.
Yeah, you were saying calisthenics.
No, that's still on the cards. Still, that's on the cards. When I pull out, I enjoyed it.
What's
You go do next yoga.
Nah, that one is fam. That one is peak. Bro.
Open the door.
What?
Start floating.
Imagine going to like a joint. So obviously, like when you go Pilates, it's a group sort of thing, innit?
Yeah.
But going to a group yoga thing, you're all just in there and there's candles and then you're all humming and bro, that's
There's not always candles with yoga, you know. It's like a lot of stretching in that.
they say candles, bro.
What was
They do the ambience.
was the Pilates hard?
You know what? Yeah, like, I think so. The one that we went to, I don't think it was like a difficult one per se because it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was hard. Still, I think if you go gym, you can do it. But the like leg and glute stuff was harder. But like naturally, when that's how I'm looking at it. When I said that's what I literally didn't look at it when I said it. Still, that was harder. But naturally, like if you go gym and you're doing like a set, bro, when you're pushing, it's hard, isn't it? You can do it.
Does the instructor like help you like with your form and that?
Yeah, she does, you know. But she asked before. She was like, "Right, is it like can I correct you kind of thing, innit? If you're doing certain things wrong." Did she touch me?
Wait,
yeah. No,
does she do that in the beginning of the lesson? Or does she just
lesson?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she says, "Oh, like if is it okay for me to kind of like correct you?"
And then everyone has to be like, yeah.
You have to give consent.
Fair enough, still.
Because fam, that's how, bro.
Yeah,
someone touched someone, they said they didn't give them consent.
But then I'm sure someone there, everyone would be like, yeah, they wouldn't say no, but they'll be looking around like, fam, everyone said yes, isn't it?
But that's
another thing as well. Though. People need to learn to. You have to be. It's kind of hard to, but you got to be bold as well in terms of like. No, do you know what? No, please don't.
Yeah. Gara. Started running as well.
Oh yeah, I saw your
running
thing.
again stuff. So I've done 2 runs so far still. So I'm trying to get back into it still.
Like, so basically just trying to do a mixture of different things.
Yeah, basically.
But are you trying to do like a mixture in terms of like constantly, as in like, or is it like, cool, this month I'm doing swimming?
No,
this
it's kind of constant basically. So for example, like Pilates, I've only done 1 session, innit? Like I said, it wasn't really difficult like that. So what I want to do is like, cool, like do it for a period and see, okay, is there a particular type that I like? Was there a particular session that like I like, and I'll just continue to go to that, and then that will be a thing, well as like, so the running that will always be something in it, and then gym will always be something, but it's just like something on top of.
With the reform Pilates, do you feel like if you continue to do it and you're not finding it hard when you first done it, if you then start to find it hard, do you feel like that's lower your threshold, like, or that's like made you weaker? Do you get?
Say that again, sorry.
So for example, if like I'll give you an academic example, innit? If I was in the top set or in the middle set, if I was in the middle set and I wasn't finding the work hard at all, I got moved to the middle set. I wasn't finding the work hard at all, Then like weeks later, I start finding that work hard. I would feel like kind of like being here has made me dumber. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like I'm just saying it in a very.
Why?
Like,
they might just change the subject though.
No, but for example, like I feel like my thresholds have changed. So for example, if I didn't find Pilates hard when I first started, if you didn't find Pilates hard when you first started, and you start to find it hard, wouldn't you feel like you've got weaker? Or
no, because you would increase.
Because I'm just being very blunt. I'm not like trying to use special words.
You'd increase like the intensity in it. So for like they have like resistance and stuff like that on the
cool.
on the board thing in it. Yeah, so literally like you could the difficulty depends on the colours and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
she
which-
was
which-
saying,
what-
Was it white, blue?
I can't remember.
No,
I think
it's
it was
like
like
red,
green,
purple.
yellow. I can't
Yeah.
remember. I can't remember the colours.
I think it's like red, purple, yellow, green, and then probably like blue.
I think there's
I
white.
remember.
though.
Normally the.
I think white is like one of the easier.
Probably.
I think so.
I
Still,
can't
because what's funny that I chatted
To be
to my
fair,
brethren today
It
about
can
it.
be anything. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Really,
yeah.
truly, anywhere. Do you get?
Yeah, I chatted to my brethren today, and they were saying that but they've been doing it for a while. Funny enough, innit? They were saying that like from years ago, there was one in Elephant and Castle that they were just messing around with and said it's proper. And we're even talking about the fact that some people, or lots of people, follow their instructor
Yeah.
because the instructor is proper, like, to make or break the class.
Mm-hmm.
If your instructor says, all right, cool, they're getting to another
Oh, okay.
studio,
Yeah.
you might just be like,
See,
you know
again,
what?
so it might have been the instructor that I went to that maybe it wasn't as difficult. And
Yeah,
again, I was
yeah.
the only guy there. Like,
Yeah, of
surprise,
course.
surprise kind of thing, innit? But like,
Surprise,
when it came to
surprise.
her setting resistance and all of that sort of stuff,
Mhm.
it was maybe she was putting me on what the ladies were on.
Mm.
And then maybe my threshold or whatever would have been
Might
more,
be
but
nice.
she just didn't
Do you know
really
what level
consider
you
it
were
like that.
So you
I
like
can't-
middle set.
I
Was
don't
you?
know still. I don't know still. One thing I did, I went with Aura, innit? And she said that she's been to ones that were more difficult.
Oh,
So she also didn't find it difficult like that.
Fair.
Okay.
I found my toes were cramping bare still. It was actually peak.
can't
It's
lie,
actually
bro.
peak. I'm getting cramp on my
It's
toes
actually
still.
fine.
Peak, fam.
It's actually fine. You actually told us enough about it.
Well, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
it.
I enjoyed it still. And then the running as well. I'm gonna try it.
Fam,
like,
they'll start
running
doing
still.
bare that, fam. They'll start overexerting the running.
You
That, fam, bare,
should do the thing. You should do that
What?
thing. You know that
fam,
thing.
that's happened last time, fam. You were bagging out, fam. Did you
Nah,
say
I was,
that you
injured,
ran
I
for
was
like?
injured, but
Yeah.
then I was doing it on the injury.
Yeah, but how'd you get injured in the first place?
Running.
Yeah,
But not running.
Wait, that's exactly my point. still.
But like not running like with like correct shoes and stuff like that. Do you get?
Do you know
It's
what
like
I mean?
going gym and like you.
Oh, you like
it's
running
the same
in
thing,
dunks?
innit?
That is
Fair enough.
hilarious.
I was running in Hirachis. Yeah, I swear it didn't make no sense. I was running in
The
Hirachis for
funny
several
thing
months.
is, yeah,
For several
I
months.
do hear it. I don't think
Because
it's
it's just
the
like,
worst.
what I've got in it.
I don't think it's the worst crap, but yeah, fair enough.
It's just like, oh, yeah. It's about shoes.
Yeah.
But how did it injure you?
So like with running, yeah, like it's about like the way your foot like hits the floor, innit? So when I've been physio off of the back of having the injuries, I'm flat-footed. So I don't have the arch or whatever in my foot naturally, innit? So my foot is literally slapping against the floor. And
Okay.
Harajis aren't designed to run, innit? And the running shoes, they have like springs in them, innit? So if you're running with
Yeah.
springs,
Mm.
naturally it's not slapping.
Easy on your knees,
The impact
innit?
is better, innit? And then they were even like, I need to put what's it called again?
What?
The thing you put in your shoes, inner soles. So like, I should wear inner soles basically to try and like elevate
Oh yeah.
my foot basically. So I was doing it for time, but say it stopped.
Yeah. No, the
I'm
fam,
shout Reggie, my Reggie, he's doing running now.
Wingstop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I see it still. He's doing his thing still. He's doing his thing. What he's doing a mad thing. I don't
Yeah.
really get it though. Is he running from his yard to each Wingstop,
No. So he's so
or from Wingstop to Wingstop?
Wingstop to Wingstop. So it's like the whole circuit. So every Wingstop in London, he'll start off at the last one and then run to the next one.
Okay.
It's mad still.
I've seen
Okay.
the youth that's doing that. That's the airports.
Yeah.
Yeah, he linked up. I think he linked up.
Yeah,
with him
they
as well.
linked up, they
exactly,
linked
yeah.
up.
So he done one of the runs with him.
But you know what's mad though? Because you see, when I was actually running, yeah,
Mm.
so the trajectory I was going on is
Mm.
I'm gonna do a marathon, and I genuinely
Yeah.
just enjoyed it. So like that lockdown one I did, that was magic.
Mm.
So it would have been 20K from my yard to work, then work back in it.
Mm.
But like I'm not even. It was just like, alright, cool. It's like going gym. Like
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
necessarily find it mad difficult like that. If you get what I mean, it wasn't easy in it,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
it was like, cool.
How
Let's
often
just
did
kind
you
of just
stop?
do it. So again,
How often did you stop?
I didn't stop.
You didn't stop. 20K.
I didn't stop.
non-stop?
No, I didn't stop. I didn't finish the 20K. So I
Okay.
got to
Yeah,
15 and then the injury was peak.
Oh, okay.
So I had to
okay.
stop in it at the 15
okay,
innit?
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't stop still. It's just like a slower.
Yeah.
lower the pace,
Yeah,
basically,
innit?
of course.
Yeah.
When you say stop though, are you saying that
But if
stop,
I'm
stop running or
you stop running.
so?
But if I stop running,
So a fast walk, that's a stop.
no, I wouldn't walk.
Okay, cool.
I'd always run still. But then, for example, like if there's a traffic light and I actually can't cross the road,
Yeah.
That would be-
Join like one of these run clubs.
they didn't exist when I was running.
No, I'm saying now.
No, I
Right.
might still. I've got a run in April.
You should shout him still. 'cause-
Yeah, no, I heard. He might even be there because he got creps from the company that are doing the run. So
Yeah.
What
he's
company?
peak still.
What company are doing the run?
On still.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's peak. Fam, I say he needs to slowly by slowly still.
I don't
Slowly
know.
by
he-
slowly.
I don't know.
No, he only just started
Fam,
recently.
he's
though.
peak still. Fam, you don't know about that way the glasses and that when they're running there, fam.
Yeah.
They're peak still.
No, but obviously, fam, You know, I'm not saying this is my dog, innit? But you know, that's funny. You know when they used to say like full kit wanker and that?
What?
You know, like Sunday League football and that? Like you have someone that comes like, and they got every bit of kit, like everything, like they got, bro, like, I don't even know, like, bro, they even got sweatbands or something. Do you guys just say on top of the full kit? You know, like when you, not forget Sunday League, sorry, when you're getting like goals, then someone comes in like the full kit of like a football team.
Yeah.
The socks, the shin pads. Shin pads, to 5 aside is insane. Do you get? So it's that, but then, and then they play, and they're just alright. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you used to call them full kit wanker.
I hate you still. That's jokes. Due to link up. Still.
Say all to get no idea.
That's actually funny, bro.
But that's it though, I can't lie.
Yeah, good still.
Doing triathlon.
You know, for real. And actually, wait, it's still.
Bro, athletics is not the same as it used to be, you know.
In what sense?
The other day, I put it on the TV. I had a couple of people running it, so I just put it on the TV, like, because I was watching the game before that. I was like, do you know what? Let me play something that's a bit more
neutral,
palatable. Yeah, palatable and all that kind of stuff, neutral. But so I put that on, yeah, and like, you know, like I think it's like Noah Lyles or whatever. Like,
the American
one.
Fam, like, so imagine like there's this race that's going on. Yeah, I think this was even Paris or whatever. Yeah, and like when each runner comes out, it's like, you know, like boxing matches.
Oh yeah, they
got the little kind of thing, and then they come out. They all saying their name, like strobe lights and all that kind of stuff, bro. And they're coming out and they're all like, like
he must have loved it. He's gassed, innit?
Bro, he was doing the most.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's actually sneaky, bro.
Yeah. Did he win?
Bro, and the maddest thing is, yeah, so when I say, nah, trust me, I need to do the build up because he was gassing himself up. He's like pointing at his feet, like it's over, like all that kind of stuff, yeah. And then he so the race actually happens, bro. And I promise you, when you first watch the race, it looks like he lost. Do you get? As in, like, there's someone that literally crosses, like, and it looks like they crossed before him, but it's because his like shoulders, isn't it? So I think he leans his shoulders forward, innit? But he gets the exact same time in terms of to the tenths of seconds as the other guy. But then he won because his shoulders were forward further. I don't know, bro. Like, it's just like, so he got the exact same time in terms of down to the second decimal, innit? But he won the race somehow, innit? And then as soon as he found out, bro, the thing is as well, yeah, you know, back in the day when we used to watch these races and that, someone will win, yeah, and they're running like they got the victory lap, but they gas from once they passed the cross, like the finish line, innit? But then with him, he was bare like looking at the screen, like trying to see like if he had won or who had won, and I was like, fam, look at you, nervous wreck. And then, bro, but then he was acting bare like, do you get what I'm trying to say? And then anyway, man, but yeah, then he found out he won, yeah. And he started taking, he took his name badge off, was putting it up to the camera. And I'm like, that's not the kind of like reaction you have for that kind of marginal win. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it don't make sense. But to each their own.
He was on one documentary on Netflix. I can't remember what it's about, but I know he's in there, and there's a lot some other athletes in there as well. And there was a British athlete as well.
He was about to say a lot.
But yeah, he was moving like that in there as well. Still, but people were moving like they didn't really like him. Because of that, innit? And I think, what was the other guy from? I think he was from like a Caribbean island. But then he was basically just talking about how Americans, like it's the American thing to do, innit? To just like think you're like,
But you know, it was like, because he came out and said the whole thing about the NBA, innit?
Yeah.
It was like,
they're not world.
He's like world champions of what? It was just like, bro,
they're not world champions.
Like a nerd.
Yeah, because you know how the NBA will be like, they're the best in the world. And he'll be like they're world champions. He'll be like, fam, athletics is world championships because you actually
people from other
countries.
I get what he was saying, but fam,
it's like,
bro, when they do compete against other countries, they actually whack.
Yeah, they whack.
The truth is, because they don't really be sending their best players, a lot of the time, there's a lot of like giant killings, do you get? In terms of like, even in like athletics. And that's why, you know, there was the whole time where like Kobe and LeBron and all of these lot went to the Olympics because of the fact that historically, even though we're saying that NBA is best in the world, America hadn't done that well, innit?
Okay.
Or in a couple of them or something like that. So, but yeah, because historically they don't always send their best, but then I think the last one they sent like Steph Curry, LeBron James. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, bro. So
you know countries peak at that sort of stuff as well? China.
Spain.
China.
Yeah, China's peak. So
I keep seeing videos on TikTok here about like the way they teach their children in primary schools and the stuff that they're teaching them to do. Bro, it's like a kindergarten class. They're like 4 years old, yeah, and they're doing like, there's like somebody that's doing digging, there's someone that's cooking, there's someone that's doing like obviously not being a doctor, but like really looking at, and they just have them advanced from like a mad early sort of age, innit? So even with stuff like sports and that, if you're integrated into that from kindergarten and that, crazy. The videos are too peak still. Because I'm looking at these, like I'm thinking, yeah, these lot are actually going to be flipping peak at everything. They're going to be peak at everything, bro. Actually, mad.
Imagine me that conversation we was having the other day about education and that. And education here versus education elsewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, do you know what it is? I think there's a few like jurisdictions in the world now where they're actually investing a lot in them early years, innit? I don't know what it is about, like, and obviously you can like pay the money and obviously take your child to a private school and all that kind of stuff. But I think even then, at that young age, I don't know if they're really doing everything, like what you said, you get what I'm trying to say in terms of like, cooking, digging. Someone will even be doing electricity and that. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't know. I don't think they're doing the same thing. I don't
understand why not though. Because it's like these are literally going to be the people that are in society, innit? That are the next up basically. So why wouldn't you?
Someone be telling you that it's not humane. Someone will tell you that
it's too much for them.
It's too much for that age. That let them look. By the way, I'm not saying this in a condescending tone. By the way, it's just a matter of fact that people will be like, it's too much for them. Let kids be kids, kind of thing. Where there's time for this. You're stressing their kind of minds. That's the kind of that pushback you're gonna hear.
One thing I will say is that there's a lot of like opposing experts. Do you get? So there's like one expert that will be saying that like children actually learn the most during these years through playing and all that kind of stuff and interacting with each other.
Playing is definitely important now.
Do you get what I'm saying? But then there's going to be like other experts that are actually like, they're actually very capable of picking up a skill from this age and actually using that to build.
I feel like you still can, like you can still play. Do you know what I mean? It's just that like you just also have like these things that you do that are very much like intentional, innit? I keep seeing things about Japan as well in terms of their the way they feed children. So like their nutrition is like the best in the world or something like that. So like in a school, bro, you will not find any sort of sugar or processed anything. And when they were looking at, I think the guy was showing the teachers in the school some of what people eat. Like let's say, for example, in America, the teachers were like they couldn't believe that they were feeding children like snacks and all of that sort of stuff.
So they're saying that people in Japan actually like vegetables and that. Like they actually find them like live because that's all they were getting from young, innit? I hear it, man.
So was it not Japan that was saying, this is kind of a side note, but I feel like there was a village in Japan basically with a crazy life expectancy.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them, bro.
Like it was like a hundred, bro. It was life expectancy. It was actually insane.
Life expectancy is peak.
It was at its peak, but they were saying that it's predominantly down to community. How they actually have a mantra there was like basically everyone looks after everyone. Do you get me? That it's not a thing where there could be someone who's a widow or someone who's lost someone and they're just over there by themselves. That it's impossible. Someone will have to take you in. That you have to be kind of community based in this. And they were attributing a lot of their like long life to that community aspect, innit?
That reminds me of Nige though, like back home, because I feel like in terms of like older people anyway, not necessarily every group, but I feel like when you're in Nige, if you're older, they actually say that there's bare stuff that you don't have to do for yourself. But to be fair, I don't know if that actually increases or decreases life expectancy. Because it's the whole thing of like, it's the whole thing of like when you stop working, you tend to age quicker. So I don't know if that actually helps.
I think that when you get to Niger at that age, because I remember my mom that used to chat to, there was some people we used to call like granddad, grandma and that, innit? And my mom that like every Sunday, they would almost mention, need to go back to Nigeria. Like they need to go back. It was like, bro, every Sunday they would need to go back. Like we used to irritate them. Like, and for them, their thing is that one.
I don't know how I find that so true.
Bro,
I don't know how I find that so true. I know the exact sort of thing.
Bro, like every week. And their thing is that one, hair is cold. It's just so cold here. They say stuff like your feet will get bare cold here and stuff like that. Like it's cold. They said Nigeria's warm. 2, Nigeria, someone will drive you around. Don't worry about why are you that old and you're taking a bus?
It's true still.
Like you're that old and you're squeezed on the bus, you're waiting at a bus stop. And their thing is like, listen, you have a driver, you'll have some omode who'll be cooking for you, who'll be arranged like, do you get me? And obviously then it's up to you to do the thing where it's like, I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna like, do you know what I mean? Walk around the compound, maybe do my own exercise because, like you said, once you stop working,
you gotta
keep active. But yeah,
Do you know who that person was?
yeah, I do.
Would you say that they should have?
Definitely.
Okay.
Absolutely, bro. They should have gone.
They should have gone back.
Should have gone back. Yeah.
Okay.
Fairs.
Should have gone back, bro. Just like sun and help. Yeah,
Sun is peak,
Yeah,
by the way.
sun is peak.
Sun
is peak.
and
Honestly,
help
still.
is bro. It's
Yeah.
crazy, especially being black.
Yeah,
They're saying if you're black in the UK and you don't get like, you've said this so many times now, but you don't get like supplements for like vitamin D,
Yeah, fam, you need it.
you're in trouble.
Yeah, actually, fam, but
It affects so
naturally,
many different things like fatigue, bone
bro.
health.
And there's a
Immune
place
system,
where we're
all that.
from where you get it naturally.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's
Like
mad.
whereas here, you're actually, fam, think about it, you're taking supplements to get
Yeah.
something that
Yeah,
naturally,
that is natural.
we can actually
That's what,
get
man. I
it.
feel like COVID, obviously COVID, like you would have missed like a couple summers as well. So even the small that you would have got,
Mm.
everyone's probably like critically low now.
Fam.
Do you get? It's
I
kind of
remember,
mad.
I remember, you know, with vitamins, there's obviously the different levels in that.
Mm.
Bro, there was one time I went ham. Like, you know, there was like the plus 2,000 UI.
Yeah,
something
or
like-
IU,
what
yeah,
IU?
International
Bro,
units.
I was actually, everything that was the highest.
Is it?
That's what I was like, yeah.
I didn't
man.
even
Nah, you
know
gotta be
about
careful
vitamins
about
like
that.
Bro, I done that. Hey, I felt sick.
Oh, is it?
I
Nah,
told
you know, there's a
I
thing,
done
it
it.
can actually cause like
I actually felt sick after.
yeah. Some if you take too many units, which is why you kind of obviously got to do everything under like a GP, but even sometimes they get it wrong as well. But like, and to be fair, it's one of those things that sometimes this is kind of sound mad, but you might not know until you've done it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's no real way to tell. I don't think innit. But then what they'll do is like just start you off on something smaller and then increase it. But then it can cause other like illnesses and stuff like that, basically, innit?
Yeah.
So, and I can't remember all of them or anything like that, to be honest with you. But I remember there was a specific scenario where someone close to man took like the supplements and they just started having other complications. And all
Oh,
that.
man.
Yeah.
And now they can't take any supplements.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm gonna, yeah. So I had to stop because I was banging out one multivitamins, which is just not helpful to me.
Mm.
Then like the highest dose of bare
Mm.
vitamins. I remember chatting to my nutritionist at that time, and they were just like, "Listen, like, find out what you need, and then take what you need." Do you know what I mean?
Not just everything.
Don't try and do this thing where it's like, "Oh, it's just healthy to take bare vitamins." Or that,
Yeah,
that-
yeah, yeah.
It's actually not.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not.
just find out what you're deficient in, what you need more of. Get that, take that, the right dose of that, and go from there. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, all right,
peace.
cool.
So have you seen that that's doing like reverse agent? He's like a billionaire.
No. What's he doing?
He's doing like reverse agent, but he takes
But when you
bare
said
of,
reverse,
bare
yeah,
of those.
you probably
sorts
going
of,
into them cryo chambers.
This fam, he does
You know,
bare with that sort of
you know
stuff.
them man that they have them chambers. They're bare expensive and that. Like you just stand it and it just like
Is it in water?
-3.
Yeah.
It's just like you go in for 3 minutes and that, and they come.
I
out.
remember
takes
I
bare
bare ones
supplements.
because there's those like there's available with it to just
Yeah,
go into
yeah.
that. I wanted to try it bare.
Do you know, so I went to like one of these David lawyers in it.
Yeah.
One of the ones that's got everything basically. Yeah. And like, so if someone was going into the ice thing, in it, like you just go into it, and you just like.
I want to
plunge
try
it.
that, you know.
He's like, "Oh, you fancy it?" I was like,
Yeah.
You know, it's
I want to try it still.
I was like, "Hey,
Actually, just for the sake of it.
I have to try
Yeah.
on a day where I'm hot.
Just for the sake of it still.
I'll try on a day when I'm hot. I'm not gonna try on a normal day. On a day where I'm already cold.
How long are you supposed to plunge though? In like a minute or something like that?
Yeah. I think 3 minutes is the absolute max.
Mm.
You know, it is. I would love to do that after a peak gym session.
Yeah, I know.
The peak
what you mean.
Because apparently they
Yeah.
say like it helps
Apparently
with recovery.
there's
yeah, it
Yeah.
helps with recovery.
There's bare benefits of it. Apparently there's bare benefits of it still. I
Like,
was doing it in the
I've
shower.
done the
like,
cold
I was-
shower thing.
I was doing the cold shower one.
You know what it is? I hate cold shower though.
Yeah, I hate it as well.
I hate cold
I hate
shower.
it
And the thing is, I'll be ticking it up.
Like,
That's
You
I
know-
do the graduate thing as well. So I
No
don't
matter
just
when-
go in and
Bro, and every time I go colder, it feels mad.
yeah.
It feels madder. I'm
Yeah,
madder.
yeah,
I'm
it's
madder.
peaks.
I'm
I
madder.
hate, bro. I hate it. Like even in summer, I don't do cold showers.
Yeah, no, I didn't
Fuck
cold
that.
showers either. I just put it all the way down.
Yeah, I could do relatively cold.
Even lukewarm kind of makes me sick. You know
Yeah,
how
lukewarm, I hate
you
that.
know how drinking
Yeah.
lukewarm water makes me like it makes me ill. I can't. Even though they say room temperature water is the best water you should drink, I can't do it.
Mm.
If it's not cold, I naturally, but obviously I feel nauseous for bare things in it, but I feel nauseous in it. If I have a lukewarm butt, bro, I just feel like I feel sick.
So you have hot baths in the summer still?
Yeah, relatively.
Oh,
That's
not-
crazy.
Not as hot as it will be, but like
With the world's hottest day, fam.
it's not lukewarm. Do you get me?
Oh, yeah,
It will be
yeah.
And it's
above
not cold.
lukewarm. It's not cold.
Mine will be below lukewarm.
Yeah, same still.
Okay, mine was just above lukewarm still.
Mm.
But my normal shower It's hot still.
You know,
Like,
I don't
Mine
think-
ain't hot.
You
Like,
know,
yeah.
mine,
It depends. If I'm ill, I'll make it hot. If not,
mine is hot still.
is it?
Yeah, it's hot. You know that I think where you feel like, fam,
It's
you're
burning
hot,
like it's
yeah,
clean
yeah,
up. It's clean up.
Nah, you're not really clean with that.
Oh my days.
Yeah, listen.
You know, it's funny because I remember hearing that, oh yeah, if you brush your teeth and it bleeds, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's good.
Bro,
What?
It's actually bro, I heard that before as well.
No, oh yeah, it's good, it's good.
I
Dude,
remember
no, it's not good.
These
That's
stupid
not
boys
good
are
at
telling
all.
me that, bro. And they will say, hey, yeah, every time they brush their teeth, it bleeds. I was like, ah,
Fam,
Yeah.
go
bleed
do
like
this,
a
bro.
That's actually-
donut as well. I
that's
started doing it.
That's actually gum disease.
That's bro.
No, it's actually a symptom. It's actually a symptom, so I
That's
swear.
But it might not
Peak,
be
though.
that though. Bro.
Well, hey, look,
But
I'm
yeah,
not, listen, we are
Yeah, I
not
was
giving
gonna
medical
say-
advice.
was
We
gonna
are
say,
not
no.
giving medical advice.
Yeah.
I disclaimer, boy.
Hey.
Yo.
What's else reported us to trace standards.
Bro,
This
crazy.
is
That's
because,
actually
boy,
crazy.
because on that, even on that TL, boy, listen, people anyway. I'm not trying to talk about like TL topics and all that here, because you know, listen, I don't do that. But you seen the hair one with the girl in the hair?
No,
Yeah, you seen it?
no.
No, what happened?
That's actually basically.
Oh, yeah.
The one, the girl with the hair, where
Yeah,
basically she's gone to do her hair. She's gone to the hairdresser's house, and basically the girl's kind of part recorded it, but she's telling the hairdresser that I'm kind of cold, innit? Like, could you like turn on like the heater? Or basically, I'm cold. And apparently, the hairdresser just bugs out. Like, fam, like, what are you trying to say? I don't like your demeanor. What do you mean by that? And
It's
I'm
like, you
"I'm
need me,
cold."
babe.
Like, are you anemic? Like, what do you mean by that? Like,
Was that your anemic, man?
that's something. And then eventually she's like, you know what? Like, let's just cancel the appointment. Like, you can go. Like,
And she left,
like,
yeah, and fam, her hair was
Because
like
she's cold.
30%
and that
done.
hot, that bro, she just said, yeah, let's cancel the appointment. That's what the hairdresser was like, yeah, just. And the girl's like, but I'm not trying to. But the hairdresser was like, I'm not trying to cancel. I was just saying. She was like, no.
She said you're not good enough for certain. Like,
Yeah, like your vibe.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
nah,
not good enough for you or something
the
like
way
that.
you're doing. She kicked
The
her out.
funny thing is, yeah, do you know what it is? You know them situations where like, I remember it was a situation I went to like one of my brethren, he'd done a function or whatever it is, innit? And like someone was giving out food or whatever, yeah. And I've got over there, I promise you, I haven't interacted with this person before, yeah. And then she was like, no, I don't like you, you know? You feel like you're too nice. And I'm like,
What?
I'm sorry, like we haven't spoken, like, no, you know.
What?
Listen,
No,
I was just like, why? Like, what have I said or what have I done sort of thing, innit? And maybe because I'm an impatient person.
When was
like
this?
that. This was time ago. This is
That's what I'm
I was about to
saying.
say,
You know,
I
back
thought
then,
it was-
fam, you know, back then, that's how people used to flirt. Certain girls, like,
Yeah.
I don't like you there.
But you know, what it is? I was just like, no, but bro, she was actually pregnant. So
Yeah.
she couldn't be flirting. I think she actually just felt like that, innit? My thing was just like, I was like,
What?
what have I done? Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, and I think, do you know what it is it's like, I don't know, for whatever reason, innit? But then, you know, like, the reason why I say that, yeah, is because sometimes, yeah, people go into certain spaces, yeah, and like, they might look at you, yeah, and see something in you, and all of a sudden start making up their mind about who you are and all that kind of stuff, yeah. And don't get twisted, sometimes we don't help the situation, innit? So I could have done something else that day. I didn't know that she's seen me do or whatever, and it comes across as like, like I think I'm sick or something. Do you get? So, for example, that person might have walked into that hairdresser's house or whatever it is, yeah.
Hairdresser.
Yeah, hairdresser. But like, and then might have been like, nah, she don't want to put her bag on the floor. She wants to put it on the chair. Nah, can she put it on the chair, please? Or something like that.
You know what's funny? Because what?
And then that is it done.
One of the-
I just
one-
don't think she's
One of the
too-
things she said that when you came in, like you were like not shivering, but
She even said that to her. Why didn't she have
she came back
a
with
bigger
shivering
jacket?
or
or
something.
She thought you was doing too much for when you entered.
yeah.
No, that's dread.
But then their thing was the whole like hairstylists are like that.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
not
That is
like
a thing,
that
innit?
experience there. Like it's not like bare of them have been through like situations whereby like hairdressers have just kind of just moved.
People
a bit.
started doing the thing where they
Swear.
started to
Yeah,
like report and that.
Yeah, no, I saw it still.
I swear, what do you mean report her? Report her to who, number one? And report her for what?
HMRC. Because they start. You know, there's what? Well, there's
No,
two
what
things.
is
Bro,
going
you know,
on,
there's two
man?
things here. So there's one that, you know, that if you're doing something to your house, it still needs to be a that taxable business kind of thing, innit? And then two,
come on,
there's
man.
that, I think there's business standards that you can still put. So people are doing that. That's, you know, what it is for me, yeah.
Though, bro?
This is
That
exactly what I was
just
saying.
bare
Online, man.
spiteful, bro.
I was like, fam, I said, you know what? All right, you've had your fun.
You've had your fun.
You get me? Everyone
Yeah,
get onto
man.
her. You don't need to report. But it's like, once you put a battery in people's back here, they will blow up the
And
joint.
do you know what it is? I
Like-
feel like the thing that's annoying, yeah, is that there's a lot of situations where people ain't actually standing up for themselves in them situations, innit? Or, to be fair, the hairdresser holds the power in that specific situation because you'd be like, all right, cool, appointment done. She's not doing the hair, innit? You can't force her, innit? But like, the way people are getting back at people now is by trying to ruin their whole life.
Yeah.
Bro, it is actually just so flipping
Yeah,
spiteful, bro.
Yeah, still.
You know, it is life goes
No,
on after that. For
I can't even
everyone
lie.
else.
It's a crap
But not the
personality
person.
trait, yeah, to like be scraping around to get someone down that bad. I can't lie to you. And like what you're doing in comparison to what they've done, and they haven't even done it to you, and you're still going the extra mile. Like,
It's rough still.
joke.
We know is I think therefore people, it's like they feel that when it happened to them, they couldn't react. And now it's happened to someone else. It's like, all right,
exactly. Social justice.
They're letting out there.
something has to happen because this has to stop.
Yeah,
Get me? And that's what people's. But and look, do you know what it is? I'm not on the side of that doing the whole HMRC. The reason why I'm not on that side, by the way, just to be very clear, yeah, is all right. Whatever she's doing, if she's doing it right, she's doing it wrong. I don't actually know in it.
Yeah.
But why are you doing it?
Bro,
It's my question.
These times someone paid you.
Because are you
Someone paid you.
doing it out of spite?
No,
you
down
get me?
out of spite. But you know what it is? These times, you got your own little side hustles or someone paid you £5 to do something. Did you pot calling the kettle black? Did you get? When they find out about your thing now, when she finds out you're the one that reported that, she will report you back, man. It's like, we'll keep it going, bruv.
So my thing's that, fam, because look, if you're reporting someone out of that, you believe in that people paying the right tax and that, listen, like, bro, I cannot fault you. But if you're doing it, yeah, simply out of that, just that's the spying that, man.
It's definitely spying.
That's what I'm saying. I think people,
Right.
I think personalities, yeah, because of maybe it's because it's Twitter that's amplifying it. I feel like personalities are all time low, fam. Like good personalities.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because even that, it's a bad personality trait,
Yeah.
bro. It's a nasty trait. You're
it's
being
nasty.
nasty. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
nasty.
Like, you're trying to kill someone's livelihood, bro.
But do you know what it is about the good personality thing? I feel like it's on the decline in general because there's that rhetoric that like, oh, like, you know how there's like that saying that, oh, good girl, no DP. Like,
Oh,
do you get me? Like, oh, like, to be
Like,
good.
good guys finish last.
Yeah, like good guy. So there's always that rhetoric of like, all right, cool. Good guys finish
my
last.
shoe.
They don't pay to be a good girl.
Do you not think good guys finish last though? Do you not agree with that?
I'm
Do you know
a
what
good
it
guy
is?
still.
That it's not that good guys finish last. It's people with, I'm not being silly, but
People take advantage of
people who can't stand up for themselves. Do you get me? I don't think it's good. I don't think it's. I
You
don't
know
think
what
it's
you
you
mean
be-
by good guys?
Yeah, but that's the thing though.
And what's the context
I
as
don't
well?
think it's you
Are you
being
talking
good.
general?
That's the issue. by the way.
Let's go. Let's say because let's talk about. So, for example, good guy in terms of education. We don't need to talk about that one really, but let's go.
Yeah,
Good guy in terms
but I
of
go-
career.
Is it?
I be real bad boy, no trust.
Oh, are we good back boy? No choice.
Where's that?
No.
What about that? Let's go career and let's go relationships. Career and relationships, innit? So good guys, careers, relationships, do they finish last?
Say again.
Good guys, in terms of careers, and in terms of relationships, do they finish last?
No.
Not really.
And when we say finish last, we don't mean literally the last
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like,
But-
do they get the short end of the stick and stuff like that?
yeah. Like, you don't think they do?
Good
In a relationship, nah.
career.
So a good guy in the career, for example.
I think I know what
this
you're
is-
getting at,
This
though.
is the example that comes up in my head, yeah. It's like, because you're a good guy, you'll help someone, you'll burn the midnight oil helping someone submit whatever they need to submit.
Oh, sorry. Do you know what it is?
and they get ahead.
I was
but this
thinking.
time you done the
do you
work.
know what it is? I was thinking purely good career in terms of relationship, but it's not because you mentioned relationship separately.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I know this is not what you're asking, innit? But anyway, I'll answer that later. I get your angle now.
Yeah.
I'll say that, do you know what it is? You it sounds, I don't want to say it, but you can't be.
Career-wise,
But
you need
this
a
is-
career-wise,
this
you
is-
need a bit of roughness
So
to do
this-
certain things.
This is literally the thing that's wrong with the world, though. Do you get?
Yeah, but
and
do you
also,
know
we're not
what
going to fix it today. We're not going to boil the ocean. Like, do you know what I mean? Let's not boil the ocean today. Like, but, do you know what I mean? Like, bro.
There's
Like,
there's a certain level of
grit.
Yeah, but
that you
and
have
you know
to
what it is? And I think that's the thing though, because when we're saying
I don't
good,
think that
yeah,
means you're bad though.
it doesn't. But that's the thing. When we say good, we're associating it with you not like I said, lacking
Everything being above
backbone.
board. And,
Like really and truly, when at work, you should always, as Dame spoke about it in church, like I was in one prayer meeting the other day, and they were praying for people, businesses and stuff, and they were like, listen, we're praying for God's favor, praying for God's wisdom, but praying for the integrity of God to like be our standard. Do you get me? So, because if you said that someone with like, if we change the word to being integral, there's way more positive like talk around that. Do you know what I mean? Like I always talk about one of my old, like years ago now, one of my old MDs, and anytime someone tried to gossip to him, he was like, yeah, enough of that. Let's just get to the point. Like, what's the issue? Like, he wasn't down for none of that, like, chitty chatty kind of stuff, innit? Yeah. And for me, he was like showing that, you know, there's integrity in that realm of things. It could be also that he actually just doesn't care. There's just too much to do to start talking about things that, or whose fault it was. He's just like, fam,
get to the point.
How do you get it fixed? That's integrity. Whereas, do you get me? If we replace that with that, oh, just someone who's like good, yeah, they're different connotations.
Because I think good because it's like you're extra nice, innit? You're kind. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, so you'll forego for others to have. Do you get what I'm saying? Which, like, I can't even lie, it's even like a Christian principle.
You still can have those attributes, innit, at work and still get ahead in your career with that bit of grit or whatever, innit? Or like,
but you know, the thing about it is that I feel like when you say good though, it's that we're taking away the grit. So someone who's good, it's kind of we're not. Yeah, but you kind of attribute them to not having that grit.
Not having that.
Yeah, but even if you've got that grit though, it's still gonna take you a lot more because of how much energy you're expending on being nice and kind. And that's the maddest thing is I don't like talking about it like this because I don't want anyone to think.
Do you know what it is though? I definitely hear you, and I think it goes back to the conversation about I don't seem to go in this direction, but about billionaires. And
the billionaires, fam.
They're like
35. I'm ready for 35 bucks.
How you can't being a billionaire morally, it's kind of impossible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's what's said, that being a billionaire, that there's somewhere down the line, that there's extremely exploitative labor costs somewhere. Do you know what I mean? In order to fulfill that. That's the general mantra, innit?
You know what's mad? Because I was watching the Mr. Beast interview with Stephen Bartlett, innit? And I didn't even know that Mr. Beast has like some peak chocolate or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
that's actually where most of his revenue comes from.
Industry, yeah. So he was like, fam, he wants to do it without any sort of what term did you just use?
Labor.
Like exploitation, innit? And labor and stuff like that. And he was with like a peak like chocolate company. They were kind of like that's just the way it is, kind of thing. So he's obviously had to do like a whole mad thing in terms of his pattern. But I say that to say, Bear them are very much aware of.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is wrong, innit? But then when we're talking about good guy within your career and grit and stuff like that, that level was like...
Yeah, of course.
That one is next level, innit? But you can be good at work and be like assertive, innit?
Yeah.
You can be good at work and still like stand your ground and like advocate for yourself and stuff like that, but still be very much...
And that's the thing, innit?
Nice
but
guy.
we
I don't even think it's... I don't think it's necessarily
so what instance
so like
the
example I gave you, if someone's helping someone with like their work, their submission and their project or whatever it is, and they're expending a lot of energy and time, it's not that they're not getting their work done, but if they were to spend that energy and time in their own work, they could probably get ahead as well because they could do more, they can innovate more and all that kind of stuff, But because they're helping someone else with their projects and all that kind of stuff, that person's going to get the kudos at the end of the day and that person's going to get ahead sooner. And then if you keep on doing that because you're a nice person, you're a nice guy, which I'm not saying that you shouldn't do, it's just like you're going to have more of those instances where other people are getting recognised. Because again, at the end of the day, we know that when it comes to corporate, a lot of the time, perception is reality. Whoever's putting the scores on doors to get them to say is the person that everyone recognises as a good guy and all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, man, I definitely say be good, but you can't be... You have to be wise and diligent in the way you move, innit? Do you know what I mean? So that if helping everyone else at the expense of yourself...
Of your own work, it doesn't mean...
At a point, you have to actually be like, no, you know, I actually have to pattern this. And once I pattern this, even if it means I'm going to pattern this a bit earlier and help, if that's where you really want to go, that's where you should go. Do you know what I mean? But at the expense of yourself. So going back here, do you actually think good guys that win,
finish last,
or good guys finish last? I think in the way that we kind of label good guys,
because naturally, as a good guy, you're putting other people before you.
Probably in the way that we label it. Do you know what I mean? Probably. But if you're like to me, like a good guy in a career, does he finish last in a relationship? Now I'll be like, no, because
what do you mean? What do you mean a good guy in a career?
So for example, okay, let me put it like this. So when I talk to women now, I think you were even talking about it one time in Bible study or something, or men's, I can't remember, but like, remember a time ago we were talking about what men want, their top 5 thing, what women want, their top 5 thing, and we're calling everyone, and everyone's kind of hesitating to say money. Everyone wants to say money. Do you get me? So if someone is a quote unquote good guy, yeah,
They got
and
money.
he's making, like, he's doing well in his career, yeah, I think he has a better chance of not finishing last.
Yeah, but he's only got a better chance. Again, this is very like, I'm just being very blunt today, innit? But he's only got a better chance against other good guys that don't have money.
Yeah.
If there's a bad guy with money.
Yeah, but
what's bad guy as well though?
Yeah.
What's bad guy? So obviously now we're saying nice. What's bad guy?
Do you know what it is though? It's
Let's
like,
define it.
Nah, it's just that. Do you know what I mean? What's understood doesn't need to be explained. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's one of them ones. Fam, do you know what it is? Bad guy is just whatever. Like,
so why do bad guys win?
A good guy isn't.
Why do bad guys win?
They're
So within a relationship, why
They're
guys?
assertive. They put themselves first. Do you know what I mean?
In a relationship?
Success is fam. I'm not
So-
talking about a relationship.
No, but I'm
talking
saying
about
so bad guy in relationship.
what's a good guy in relationship? You haven't defined that, innit?
No, we could do both.
So for example, a good guy in relationship will do the thing where, for example, this is a good example. Yeah, it's not a good example. It's just an example. But a good guy in a relationship will do the thing where it's like, oh, a girl that they like, yeah, is having trouble with another guy or whatever it is, and he's like, oh, do you know what? Just be patient. Just like stick at it. Boom, boom. A bad guy's be like, fam, I told you about this guy from the time. Boom, boom.
But
You
wait,
know what I'm
does a
saying?
good guy like her?
Yeah,
And he wants to be there?
yeah, slightly.
No, but what really? That's a friendship though. You're talking about.
Yeah, but
I'm talking
you
about
know
romantic
what
relationships. I thought you were talking about romantic relationships.
Yeah, but he's trying to get involved with her.
No, but so a
Basically,
good guy
end
within
up
a
in
romantic
friend zone, though,
relationship.
innit?
Yeah, but you know what it is? Once you start putting those guys as good guys here, though,
Yeah, that's
it's
what
like,
I'm saying.
if that's what we're calling,
I don't think that's
because you
good.
know,
That's
So
not
what's a
this-
good guy then?
I'm a good guy.
Yeah,
fam, you know, you should never call yourself a good guy still. That's what it is.
Because you're a bad guy to somebody.
You should never-
Go for me.
You be the back boy.
Go for-
You be the back
You
boy.
be the back.
Back boy.
You be the back boy.
But
I'm getting fine, sir.
I'm getting myself. No, that fam. It's actually.
No, but what is a good guy though?
He actually
Really,
tried
what is
to
a
boy
good
him
guy?
when he was walking up through that. You walked up to you like a guy. Why are you
You
saying
shouldn't
that in
have
church? Like, fam.
It's actually rough.
Anyway,
But what is a good guy though?
Within a relationship.
But I think we all know what a good guy is.
no,
without
but you know what
having
it
to
is? You know what it is? I feel like what they're
Yeah, it's not
when
true.
people say good guy, we know what they're saying.
Yeah, but
we
it's
know
not
who
true.
they're talking about.
We're
innit?
talking about
Yeah,
Nick,
yeah,
but-
like someone who's sneaky
but-
and like feeble and all
Really
that
and
sort of
truly,
stuff.
those people,
That's not
because
true.
I'm gonna be
say. Not the
silly,
actual
yeah.
good guys.
Those people, yeah, you can be like no real backbone, like you could be
The way you say bad boy is like the way you say bad boy.
like you could have no real backbone, all these things, but if you had the opportunity, bro, you will step on everyone. Like if they gave you an opportunity to move back,
Like, when you get money in it.
if you get money,
Yeah.
you would move insane. Or if you got the platform, what's the jokes? I was laughing for someone today. Yeah. You know when asked with their WhatsApp, they're like, yeah, on this platform or that on Zoom, they love calling it platforms. But anyway, if someone gets on a platform where they can like exploit, they will. So that's why you're a good guy. What's your character, man? Like, do you get me? Right now,
But that's what we're talking about, though, isn't it? Your character, isn't it?
yeah, but then the way the world calls good guy is not the way.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not really.
But they're not
talking-
really good guys because if they get the means to be a bad guy, they'll be a bad guy.
Yeah, but when the world's talking about good guys, I don't think they're actually talking about people who we would call that as a like someone who's a Christian and good. Do you get me? I don't think they're referring to that sort of person. Do you get me? Because you could be a good guy and pretty much still be on top because you're a good guy. You have a backbone. You like, do you get me? You're authoritative. You speak up for yourself. You're confident.
I don't think good
you're
guys
wide,
don't
you're
necessarily
integral.
speak up for themselves. I just think
But no, it's a stereotype though. Think about it. If someone says, "Oh, the good guy," stereotype, yeah,
It's not something.
it's
that's
not
cool.
someone who talks up.
But
for
then, for
themselves,
example,
bro.
you know that where it says in the Bible, it's like it's to one's. is it
Oh, he's
honor
brought up
or
the Bible.
glory to overlook an offense.
It's what?
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like in Proverbs, it talks about that. Yeah. So it's kind of like a good guy, a good Christian guy, which is what you're saying that
Yeah.
we're talking about. And there's so many different places in the Bible. That's just one I can think of.
Yeah.
But where it talks about, do you know what I mean? Almost like out of humility, foregoing what you want for someone else.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Putting someone else first, essentially, is what I'm saying. Without any fancy words, yeah. So, like, the Christian good guy that we're talking about, it's the same thing.
I don't think so. No, because even putting yourself first, even putting other people first, yeah, it comes to like a standstill at a certain point.
So,
Do
for
you know what I mean?
example, in that scenario I gave you, what would a Christian good guy do where he likes someone, she's having trouble with someone else, and like he kind of like you have an inclination that this guy is not a good guy or whatever it is, yeah, the guy that she's having problems with,
Mm.
whatever, and you like her. What did the Christian good guy do in that scenario?
The Christian good. Listen, don't be a weasel, innit?
He's trying pattern.
Like,
He would try to pattern. Actually, said that's conniving.
don't be a weasel,
Relax,
fam.
innit? What is it? He's run.
Yeah, but you can't start dumping on another man and he's this, he's that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
then
yeah.
jumping.
That's
That's what I'm saying. So
sneaky.
you can't do that.
That's
Yeah.
sneaky. And what would the bad guy do that? Because that's sneaky.
Yeah.
I feel like the bad
But
guy.
that
I feel like the difference that we're gonna. But he see though.
I didn't even
Yeah,
like saying
exactly.
good
Those
guy,
sorts
bad
of
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
But
kind of
the
a
other
weird
guy
thing.
that we're talking about in the
Yeah, yeah.
situation will probably, and this is how the stereotypes come in, will probably stereotype that guy to dump on the other you, but just be upfront about it. Do you get me? But like, fam, me, I'll get
Yeah.
That's the beginning. That's the difference.
But that's just assertive.
But that's what I'm saying though. But can you see that we're attributing being assertive to
Yeah, because
the
it's still
other
conniving,
characteristic? No, but regardless though, we're
It's
not.
still a bit snaky, innit?
Yeah, but we're not adding assertive. No,
it
it is. But it's just
Hey.
the fact that assertiveness, we don't put it to the other guy. We put it to, do you get me?
because then you wouldn't be a good guy. You'd be a snake.
No, but if you were trying to mute that person, because you can try to mute that person
Could you
without
imagine being on the
dumping.
other? Could you imagine being on the other foot? So you're the one that she's having drama with. Yeah?
And then there's someone
There's
there.
some-
This one is-
You'd
Oh,
want
I
to
told you, man. Fam, you would want to what? What you
slap his head.
fam? Yeah.
Essentially, though, everyone should wake up, man. Everyone should
Hey,
wake up.
word.
Don't let smoke and mirrors like.
Yeah, man.
Fam, look at someone's character. Look at someone's character. Don't start looking at what people are calling certain people, and you lose out.
Yeah, man.
Don't start looking at because fam, look at true character. What you like. Do you get me? What you think is
Define
important.
stuff yourself as well, man.
What's that?
Define stuff yourself as well.
Yeah, like,
Don't
fam.
give these silly definitions of stuff, man.
Because with
True stuff.
with man them. Well, there is. Sorry, I was going to say that we don't really have the good girl, bad girl thing, but
Of course you do.
no, but in the same way that women do for men that are
Oh, as in that we like bad girls. Man, them don't like bad girls.
no. Just in terms of that, how we'll categorize them in it, so that a good girl isn't like they haven't really got negative connotations like that.
Yeah,
No.
No, they haven't got as many negative.
Some.
No, they might have some, but it's not as
It's not
much
the same,
as a
yeah.
good
It depends.
as
It
a
depends
good
on
guy
how,
has.
It depends on how good. Still, can't lie to you.
No, but think about it. Even the fact you're saying that means that all right, cool. There's levels. If for
Because obviously you want a good girl in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't ask man that.
You wouldn't
say
ask
they want
them
a
that,
bad
but
girl.
No, but always saying, and to be fair, now the spectrum is crazy, innit? But yeah, let's say stereotypically, yeah, the spectrum of like what a good girl is and what a good guy is, the threshold, for example, yeah, is much higher for women than it was for men. Do you get?
instead of what they need to do to be a good girl.
No. In terms of where they even like what the level of. So, for example, to be a good guy, it's just got to like not do what the majority of men do. For example, yeah, and then you're a good guy. For example, yeah.
Mhm.
But then for women, no, you got to do X, you got to do Y, you got to do Z, you got to do boom, boom, boom. Like stereotypically, that's what it was, innit? And it's like, yeah. So from that perspective, yeah, it's a lot easier to get a good girl, yeah, even though they got the higher standards and that kind of stuff, than it is to get a good guy, basically. Do you get?
So yeah, good girl.
So, like, for example, yeah, like there's just the spectrum of good to bad, yeah, it's massively more skewed to good in terms of women, yeah, in terms of what we know and all that kind of stuff, yeah. But then, and obviously now the spectrum's a lot wider and all that kind of stuff. Like, and then, but with men, it's kind of like based on like what society thinks and deems good and bad, it's more skewed to mid-pack / bad.
Yeah,
Do you get?
Mm.
So yeah, so I think for so it is a question of how good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of whether a woman's attractive or not. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because you can get some really, really good girls.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though,
Like
if
the man them ain't really.
one of the man said, I need a good girl, yeah, there's no real
What
like,
type?
there's no rule that no one really go in and be like, oh, you must want this type of girl, man. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whereas if certain girl will be like, I want a good guy,
No, but remember,
there's a rhetoric that can come.
guy-
There's a rhetoric that comes to that.
You know this. You know what?
There's a
I'm
word,
saying,
it's
yeah?
like I saw your brain like ticking when he said
No,
that.
it's like one of the youngers, yeah. I remember one time he was dealing with a girl that he thought was a very good girl, innit? And he was just like, but bro, like, I say something and there's no arguments.
What the hell? Well, he wants
No,
to
but,
argue
no, but he just wanted, like, it's the whole backbone thing.
with someone
innit?
that has a say.
But it's kind of like the backbone thing where it's not necessarily has a say, yeah, but basically, like I know what I've said now, it can work, but the kind of person I want to be with is a person that challenge that a little bit actually, because it's not that clear cut. It's gonna work. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's that kind of.
What they thought was gonna work.
But he would. But then, is he
But it might
saying
be
that?
just something that works in his favor. To be fair, he was quite narcissistic.
What? What? That's all it.
Hey, I'm joking still. For the person listening that starts saying, "Fam, why are you saying that to me?" But yeah,
There's always going to be people though, innit, that would say stuff like that. But when you're looking at it largely, like if you had like 15 men in the room, they're gonna say the good girl thing, and they wouldn't really go in terms of.
but that's what I'm saying. But naturally, the spectrum is they're more skewed to good anyway. So, in comparison to us, well, not me per se. To be fair, I don't even subscribe to this whole rhetoric of men are bad and all that kind of stuff. But some obviously are. Some women are bad as well. But I'm just saying in general, like I feel like women are just seen as good, innit? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's a lot easier to be like, if you want a good girl, you're not asking for much different from what is kind of out there already. Do you get
But and I feel that that's why, and again, not to bear like divide it, but a good girl and then someone who's like woman of faith and stuff like that, bro. Listen,
Yeah,
there's a difference still.
Jokes.
There's a difference. And again, sorry,
good girls that mess with
I
Christians.
I hate those terms in terms of women of that, but just to create like a because fam, someone being good, like, what's good? Like you said, fam, good, and you're swallowing crystals, fam. You're floating. You're actually floating there, but you're good.
Trying so hard to open your third eye.
You're so ambitious this year. Like, it's fam to do that. Like, do you get me? So listen, wherever you're the cool, go for someone with good character, integrity, that loves God. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, for real.
Word.
You're listening to Bible Babes and Banter.
All right, cool. God is good.
All the time?
All the time, man.
And all the time.
God is good.
You gotta wait for us to finish
next.
I know, you got
Call
to
and
wait.
response,
Like,
bro.
what's next, bro?
It's call and response, bro.
Yeah, man. So obviously, like here, like we believe that God is always working, God is always speaking. So testimony is one of the ways that we like to every week like to show what God has done in our lives. So yeah, man. Wants to go first? Go that way.
I can go first, man. I can go first. Basically, there was just someone who got into like a little accident. What's mad is that I was driving, yeah, and like this week I've seen bare car accidents. Like just driving.
Oh man.
Just seen bare on the road, like randomly, not live, but just you see the wreckage.
Mm.
Like see bare car accidents. And then one of my brothers, I was chatting to them, they're like, yeah, they got into a car accident.
Oh man.
Do you know what I mean? And it showed me a picture and I was thinking, fam, like how did this happen? Kind of thing. Though like the other car was just moving mad, they weren't looking. But anyway, everyone was good. Everyone in the car was good. Like even where he was going, he still ended up going. Do you know what I mean?
What?
He's fam.
Was it a move?
Kind like not a motive in it, but it was like a gathering. It was like a gathering.
Okay.
You know how he might do something in his house here,
yeah.
but it's like it might go too late now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he ended up going, but because fam, the car
Yeah.
was a thing whereby they came and they'll just come to collect it and take it.
Mm.
So it wasn't even like, oh, you could drive the car back or
We don't go home and rest, fam.
you know, I
Go
feel
home and lie
like-
down, man.
Listen,
Go and lie down, man.
Listen, it was that fam, the show must go on, bro. But anyway, but thank God though, everything was good, everything was
Yeah,
good. So I was
yeah,
like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy, man. I was happy to hear that.
Nah, that's
still.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
No, thank God still. For me, obviously I just recovered from like whatever that flu, whatever
yeah,
shit was
yeah,
going around,
yeah.
bro. That thing was crazy. I can't
Yeah.
lie to you. So yeah, thank God for that still. Thank God for a swift recovery on that one. So
Nah, thank God. I had I did a collab yesterday still. I started doing content recently, innit?
Sick.
So then somebody had reached out to me via TikTok. Somebody I'm aware of, and like I liked her stuff as well, innit? So we did a collab yesterday. So yeah, it went well still. It was really good still. That's like the first kind of reach out.
Yeah,
You get what I mean? That has kind of happened, innit? So it's good
Sick.
still. It's good, man.
More to
Yeah,
come,
did
man.
that
More
one.
divine
Yeah,
emails,
amen.
bro.
Yeah, more divine emails.
bro. Amen.
I feel like man's a bit morbid. I can't lie. You're sounding mad positive. I can't lie. I mean, it's a personal one. Obviously, I had my final checkup for my health and that on Monday. Still all clear. So like, I was like, this one's a bit nerve-wracking because obviously, like, I don't see them for like a whole year, isn't it? So I got good news, and I was like, no,
That's good.
That's
That's
sick,
good,
man.
man.
That's
Thank
good.
God
That's
still.
celebrating
Thank God,
heavily
bro.
as well.
That one's good, bro.
Listen, it's lit still. We clap that one up still.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely gonna get into that a bit more still.
Yeah, man.
Just in terms of the significance of that as well,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But just
No, that's lit.
before that though, obviously we do a little little game.
I hear that
for everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
wicked.
Look at icebreaker.
you got a little icebreaker, yeah.
Sick.
So basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna pick any item in the room, yeah. You have 1 minute to make a sermon out of it,
Jesus.
yeah. You have 1 minute to make a sermon. And by the way, bro, as soon as we pick it, the minute starts. There's no
Alright,
thinking time. There's no brainstorming time. So don't start looking around because you don't know what we're gonna pick.
It's gonna be
I know
random.
Oh, you pick it for me, yeah?
I'm picking for you.
pick for you.
Oh, bro, come on.
You should favour yourself.
I can see you looking around.
I was going to do one wicked one right now. Alright, cool, go on.
So looking around. So
But then obviously like, alright, so he'll go first, innit? Just to like.
okay, yeah. So I'll go first just to show how it's done. Yeah. So, you don't want to.
Just let's go. Let's keep it calm. Do you get? See that? Wait, do you want to play that?
I got something in mind though.
I gone.
But I don't know if it's calm though.
They're gone. What is it? Bro, it's already
Time.
abstract. It's already abstract.
It's not still. So this is a pack of lenses for a camera.
Okay.
Alright,
Cool. So I'm gonna start here. 3, 2, 1. Crap, I done it in a mad way. Yeah, but anyway, so there's times in life here where it's funny. That's how we always start. But anyway, there's times in life here where you are operating different kind of things in life. Yeah, so you have some cameras for a short lens, some camera for a long lens, some cameras for an action lens. Do you know what I mean? You have some cameras that are pan shot, that others are in eagle eye view. Do you get me? But something that you need in every camera is a good lens, regardless. If you have a bad lens, your view is blurry and you cannot see properly, right? And in our life, we can work in our careers, we can focus on our side hustles, focus on our relationships, our families. But if our lens, which is God's direction, God's voice, and God's hand, is not clear in our life, we will not get the best shot we have in life. Amen.
Amen.
Yo.
I like that we circle back to shots.
Yeah.
Don't ask me this question.
So basically, that's an example. So
That's cold, though.
I love, bro.
I'm not convicted. I can't I was serious.
Fair enough.
So yeah, man. So who wants to go next?
I don't mind still.
No man.
Go
Yeah.
on.
Alright, cool.
I need to get another version of Can't I Just Know.
Cool. Have you got something? Because you were gonna pick something. What were you gonna?
I'm just gonna be something random, but let's go. Let's actually go with let's go with.
My heart beating.
Huh?
My heart beating, fam.
Why?
Bro,
Like,
I'm
like I ain't
into
done this
this.
before, bro.
What about this book, Beyond the Baseline? Forget it. That
No, you pointed. Even me, I was speaking.
Alright, let's just go lights. Let's just go lights. That's a simple
Okay,
one.
that's cool. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
So we are in a world that is full of darkness. Naturally, there's a lot of evil around. We're in a world that is evil. The enemy's roaring like a lion seeking for whom to devour. You know what I mean? But we're called to be the light in the world. And I think there's no light that is too small whenever there's darkness. Because sometimes you can feel that you're in too much of a dark place, depending on where you are. But what our job to do as Christians, as children of God, is to always shine a light. And like I said, whenever there's darkness, even if it is like in the living room when the lights are off completely and there's a little bit of light, there is always that light that will kind of help you to navigate. And we're called to be that light in dark situations as well. So as children of God, we need to make sure that we're constantly being that light, and not feel as though like we're too small within any sort of situation, no matter how much darkness there is around you, as long as you're being that constant light that people can see, pointing people back to the ultimate light, which is Jesus Christ, which is God and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Yeah, I'm
Amen.
done. I respect you lot. Cool. Serious.
But you see, man, yeah, man.
I didn't.
Me remember, I'm recovering from illness, innit?
I never go next, just in case you want to. But allow me though, obviously.
That's something there. What do you think?
Sellotape.
Is that hard?
Cool, I'll take it.
You take it, yeah?
Yeah, take it. That's cool.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
You see in life, yeah, the phrase "come as you are" is that those that are wounded, those that are broken, those that are shattered, are able to come and speak to God and get closer to God. And the thing about salvation is that it works like sellotape, where you're able to mend all of your wounds and still be yourself, but in a new image in Christ. So the thing about sellotape is that can sometimes seem like a temporary thing, but at the same time, it still holds together your problems, right? But then you're able to be transformed into God, and obviously understand that the sellotape works in your good. Obviously, you're a new creation in Christ. So those of you that obviously are broken and you feel like you're not in a state or you're not in a mendable place where obviously, you know, you can meet God. Come as you are, and Jesus will be your sellotape.
Amen.
Together.
Amen.
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 But that was good, man.
Hey,
That was good, man.
Still.
That's lit still.
Next time you cross.
Yeah.
When the boss of the conversation. Wait for them to say his name.
That's correct.
No, that's lit still.
That's a sick game, though.
Yeah.
God,
Nah, we ain't got to do it anymore.
No, bro.
I think this is a calm one. The award.
The award.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, cool. So listen, in this life, obviously we all know that we're here, we've got a job to do. Yeah. Now, throughout life, we get distracted a lot of the time. And what actually tends to happen is that we start to have a world view of why we're here. So our purpose is now driven by how much money we make, what kind of materials we have, what kind of house we have, what kind of car we drive, all that kind of stuff, yeah. I can't see the time, it's gone off. So yeah, so just buying time in it. But anyway, listen, so yeah, do you know what it is? We get distracted by all of these different things, right? And then we start to cloud our judgment thinking that these things are our purpose. But we're all here to run a race. And at the end of the day, yeah, the only reward that we want is a reward from God, yeah? And the way that we need to live our lives and the way that we need to run this race is by living our life, giving our life as a holy sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. So that when we stand in front of God on that judgment day, it's his award that we're receiving.
Amen.
Start a ministry, man. I like this. Start a business, man. Let's make it happen, man.
Can't even lie. My creative juices have been suffering, man. But yeah, that's good. But listen, anyway, guys, listen, you already heard his voice.
Trust me.
Better late than never.
Trust me.
Traffic still.
But listen, we got a special guest in the building.
Come on.
Obviously, your musician's favorite musician.
Come on.
Do you know what I mean? Lord of the Keys and that.
Come on.
Music mogul.
Come on.
You got our boy Charlie in the building. Come on, man.
Welcome.
You say, bro, how you doing?
Firstly, big up to you guys, you know. I've been actually listening to your podcast for a minute, you know. Honestly, you know, I just didn't piece the fact that I knew you separately.
Yeah.
I'm good, man, but big up to you lot.
Nah, that's love.
I love what you're doing still.
Yeah.
And I'm good, you know. Just this year's been a bit more of a quieter year for us a lot. A lot of new things are coming out, kind of rebranding ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no one should panic. I know they haven't seen us for the last 4 months. Things are going down the pan, but
he said, no,
yeah, cool down. Everything is good.
Yeah.
So,
I was at the show last October, was it?
Wembley. Wow.
I was there still, man. You know, funny, my
You
missus.
could have got guest listening. You didn't ask.
No, but it's good to be amongst.
I respect it still.
You got me, but yeah, me and my missus came still.
Beautiful.
Yeah, vibes was high, bro.
Yeah.
It's even funny, before the pod, we was talking about like just a lot of other stuff that's going on out there in the industry at the moment, yeah. And then obviously your name came up and it was like, actually for like a good decade, like you lot have been consistently like a rock solid part of the culture.
Yeah.
Like you see when it's like, cool, you lot are doing something, bro. Everyone and their dog is lining up to buy tickets. It's lit still. I can't even lie, like
Bro.
You know, it's such a, you know, that concept of someone talking about your brand to you. Yeah? It's like it's mind-boggling because it's like I always told my friends this. I'm never ever going to experience what a night composer.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm actually missing out more than you guys.
Yeah.
I'm never going to know what that feels like. I'm never going to dress up and be like, man. I'm not going to know how it feels like. So it's humbling to hear, innit?
And just again, just very quickly to echo what Hen said, bro. No matter what happens, even from today, you lot have got many more things to do. You got like many more milestones to conquer. More successes coming on the way. But if you lot stopped now, bro, you lot already cemented. You get me? Bro, you're cemented, bro. Like, listen, you know what? in our culture, yeah, when you're the kind of first to do things, you know, they always say there's a curse of the first sometimes, isn't it? In that, bro, there's so many things you got to do, so many barriers you got to break. Do you get me? And sometimes you show other people the way, and then other people take that and just go.
Run with it.
But you lot have not only that show people the way, but
taking it to the
bro,
highest.
I'll be listening to this thing. You guys are there. I'll be going to GRM live set. You're there. I'll be going to
think about it. And not only that as well is that when you see that it's a composer's thing or composers are on it, it's like, okay, nah,
stamp of approval.
So this is what I was about to say. Yeah. So think about it this way: when people come to the UK now, it's like they got to check in with you. Lot. If it's an artist and you want your show to bang, they got to check in with you, man. Otherwise, it's gonna be Asha Care in that. Do you remember? You get what I'm trying to say? Like the first show, you get. Nah, you hear it? Nah, hey, they got to those guys, innit? Nah, word. You get. No, hey, love either way, innit? But that's just the way it panned out, bro. They got to check in, innit? You get so. But yeah, but bro, listen, let's talk, man. Like, what was it like growing up, man? What was you like?
Me as, do you know what's crazy? Yeah, I lived in North, and it's mad 'cause I lived in a place in between two opposing areas.
Yeah.
So I wasn't necessarily the guy, but I knew the guys, innit?
Yeah.
Because I was the funny guy, I was the jokester, isn't it? So I was cool with everyone. But music didn't start for me till I was like in my late teens, you know. I didn't have I was not musically inclined until like I was a teenager.
But wait. So what? As in like you've never touched the instrument when you were younger?
No.
What?
I think I was even mad. Nana, who plays the bass in our group, I went primary school with him. He was the drummer of that school.
Oh, swear.
So I was even like, you got Nana like
that's it.
It never occurred to me. I would like music, and it's mad because all of my cousins, like, even in this country here, they're all managers or DJs and I wasn't really like, you know, musically inclined. But
fair enough.
I was a fairly like I was always the funny guy, the joker of like my group. I mean, like most black boys that lived in a particular area, obviously you're influenced by certain things and you do certain things in it. But I think because of my long-standing like relationship in church. My parents were obviously heavily in church. My mum actually was in the choir. It's funny. Okay, so there's one person.
Yeah.
And my dad obviously used to be like with the ministers and that kind of stuff. So like, I was heavily involved in church, but I wasn't engaging. Like I wasn't really engaging with the whole thing. So.
But was it a thing where you didn't know how to play instruments when you were young? Or
no, I had no interest in it.
Oh, you didn't have an interest.
But so you've never. What I'm trying to understand here is that. so basically, like,
no, I've never played, bro. Nothing. I promise you.
So you learned in your teens, basically, from scratch.
That's the story of how composer started. I didn't learn anything.
You're joking.
What do you mean?
No. All right, take us through this.
Yeah.
So you want to hear the entire...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. First and foremost, this is the first time I'm giving this point of view, right?
Okay.
Because there's a way we say the story that is inclusive of everyone.
Okay.
And there's my POV.
Yeah.
So...
Exclusive. Where's the camera?
So
like and subscribe in the comment section.
With all humility, the group started with myself. And the thing is that an event happened where I was in a compromisable situation where like a fight or something was broken out and they put me in a place where I was in a dangerous space. And so I basically was always running around from this one event that's happened. It was just like, I think I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And it just kept following me and it became a bigger problem. Not to say too much on it.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, I was like, God, like, and this is like, I wasn't even talking to God like a Christian. I was talking to God like, yo, I'm in desperate need. I need to come out of this. Like, whatever it takes for me to get out of this, I'll do it. And then, like, this was even months later, then God showed me a dream. Like, basically, he said, oh, you're going to be one of the biggest musicians in the world with 4 of your friends. Bearing in mind, I don't have bedrooms like that. I'm one person, the people who really know me, I don't do friends like that. I'm like, I'm cool with everyone, but I claim no one. I'm that kind of person. It's mad. So I had this dream now, and I started a new church. Big up my first church, Dominion Center in Wood Green. They actually like grew me up in that church. And there was, I went there for the first Sunday and they said, oh, has anyone been here for the first time? And I was kind of hiding in the back. And one lady goes, oh, this guy. And I was hooded up, like, you know, I was a different person. I don't want to glorify nothing, but I was a different person that time. Church finished, and a woman came to me and said, "Oh, why don't you join the choir?" I said, I can't sing, I can't play. He goes, "No, God's telling me like He needs you to be like in the choir. Come next week." Bearing in mind, like I was doing stuff outside the church.
Is this after you got the dream?
It's after I got the dream.
Okay.
Bearing in mind, okay, let's even use age-wise. I was about, let's say by this time, 16, 17.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to college, uni and that, right? Well, going to uni. So I said to him, listen, like, I'm going to uni, so basically I can come on Sundays, but I can't commit too much in it. So I'll just try and come on Saturdays. This is during the summer holidays. I think my last summer holiday before I went to uni. So I was going back and forth to the church, and I found myself constantly in church. Bro, I promise you, like, I was on the piano and I was just like trying to formulate something in it. It wasn't sounding like nothing. And I promise you not, like, the more and more I went, it's like, and I have something that Pharrell actually has confirmed what the word is. It's called synesthesia. And musicians have it where, like, they see music in colours and they see music in shapes and they see. So I see crazy. So I don't see music how a lot of people see music in the things. So I promise you, like, I just zoned out one time in rehearsals, and it was like putting shapes together and kind of like.
Do you know what's so mad?
No.
Hey, I'm going to show you something after this,
peak.
yeah?
Cool.
So I ain't going to plug the brand right now because do you know what I mean? But it's mad what they've done just based on what you just said. But just remind me after, I'm going to show you still.
So when you say you're seeing colours and you're seeing shapes, so are you literally at this point, are you at the keyboard and like you're just...
It's just a feeling, isn't it? Like, for example, an arbitrary example, like if I'm feeling in the mode of like worship, like maybe I'll see like a certain colour that resonates with me, and it's like, the way I play, it's matic, and it sounds like madness.
No, I hear it still.
And I promise you, like, obviously on top of when you start to get good, you rehearse with naturally. But like my ears just pick things. Like, I can hear a song one time, and the song's like an equation, innit? Oh, if this is here, it must be here. It must be here. It must be here. It must sound like this. It must. And then, bro, I promise you, in about 6-7 months, I wasn't playing at a professional level. I was playing. So I was like,
that's mad.
I can't even lie.
It was mad, like,
but do you know what it sounds like? You know, like when people talk about, like, for example, dyslexia, and it's almost like the way that they see like numbers, letters, or numeracy or whatever. But is it that kind of thing, but with music? Yeah,
you know what? Some people see music in a calculative way, like it's very, very equational for them. Some people see it in a therapeutic way. So it's like certain keys make them feel a certain way, or certain chords make them feel a certain way. Some people play it emotively. So if they're mad, like if you're a producer and you're like having a bad day, naturally you'll make a bit more of a harsher sounding. You strive in that. You know what I'm saying to you? But for me, it's literally like, like how is purple here? That can literally be a certain mode for me, and I can be in that. And it's crazy. Like, I can hear a song, and you lot are hearing the beat. It's hard. I'm just seeing it like, this is like, it's just stimulating sometimes as well. Like, because it's like, what does this mean? I don't know what it means, but Pharrell released a documentary recently with Lego called Piece by Piece.
Okay, I saw that.
And I went to go and see the opening when he was there. He explained it perfectly, and I was like, that's exactly what it is. And then like 2 other guys from the group confirmed, oh yeah, I have that as well.
Okay.
Like, Nana says he has that kind of thing where he plays and he gets into that kind of, and it kind of explains a lot. Why he played the way he played.
That's lit still. I can't lie. That's mad.
So,
especially with like the dream confirming it, and then it's like,
bro. Then we did a show. We weren't even the composers that time. It was just the 4 of us, like doing some church.
Wait, bro, how did you guys link up though?
Okay, sorry. Right. So first I met Nana. We went primary school together. We had this a school reunion, and I linked him, and I was like, "Yo, I want to start a group, you know." And he was like, "I'm not onto music, bro. Like, I don't do that no more. I want to do business." He used to work in a watch company, and he was like, "I'm on the business thing." I was like, "Bro, I need a bass player." He goes, "I play bass a bit." I said, "No, you're a drummer." He goes, "No, but I play bass now." Hear me now. Yeah, send me a video. If you're sick, I'll put you in the group in it. Sent me a video, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's cold." And his dad's a pastor. They got his pops. He said, "Listen, I got a place where we can rehearse, basically, like, so we can just make noise or whatever."
Everything is falling into place, bro.
Opening.
Everything's falling into
So
place.
before this Stephen came, there was a previous drummer called Steven that used to play at my old church. And I was like, yo, I need a drummer. You're sick. Make it happen, innit? And then there was another person who's an artist now. I won't disclose him because he doesn't like being disclosed. He's calm. He was an artist. He was also a keyboardist as well. So that was one phase of it. There was even a singer at that point.
Okay.
So it started off on a gospel thing. And funny enough, big up Triple O, he was our first person we played for at the time. And I'll just be real, like I was just like, bro, I can't lie to you. Like, I don't want to go in this direction. I don't think this is what the dream is about. I don't think the dream wants us to go into gospel and be a gospel act. And sometimes you need to be real with yourself and have that conversation. You. So,
but how's even that? Because that's even mad conflicting as well, though, isn't it?
Of course.
Whereas man's growing up in the church and all that kind of stuff, you've got a dream from God talking about, listen, you're going to be one of the biggest musicians in the world. I feel like almost naturally everyone would shoehorn themselves and say, well, if God said it, then it must be gospel. It must be. So that is mad conflicting.
It was very, very difficult to kind of decipher because it's like, let's call a spade a spade. If you want to be the best, it's going to cost money, innit? And the gospel industry at that time was striving though. It was at the time when gospel and grime were literally, in my opinion, were head to head. Like, not like as in like magnitude, but
there was a buzz.
You can go to churches then, and some of the songs are like,
stepping off,
So let's just say years have passed by. Let's say we're now 2011. Randomly, the singer that was in the first phase of the group, his god brother was on the back of the bus randomly. And we was on the bus as well, like, he was just joking around and he was like, oh, like, you man are like, I'm mad cool, like, what's going on? And we was just joking together. And where are you going? He goes, I'm going to some rehearsal in East. So what rehearsal was that? Because my god sister showed me about like some group, like they're really good in it. Obviously, like I want to get into music. So what's your name? He goes, my name's David. With Melody. And I was like, oh, nice to meet you, bro. Joked around the rest of the bus ride. Went to rehearsals, innit? Now, David.
She just went to them rehearsals with him randomly.
She was great. She invited him to come and just see the
it just so happened to be the same.
It just so happened like we just met him on the bus.
Okay.
So, David, play something and let me like hear something in it. But initially, he was supposed to come as a singer. Which hate the story, but I'm not gonna do that. So, and David's like classically trained. David learned how to play, and he's a cold MC as well. So I was like, and this time the other artist who was the keyboardist is now going to union saying, listen, I can't commit to this. Like, so I'm in a bit of a rock on a hard place. I'm like, God, like you showed me this dream with 4 people, and the drummer's gone, singer's gone, my keyboardist is gone, it's just me and the bassist. And then like, I know God was telling me, like, bruv, like it's 4 people, but I didn't say it was what 4 it is. So David's in the group now, so we're now at 3. So me, David, Nana, and then when the old drummer was there, another drummer was in another group all together. And he was way younger, and I liked his energy. And I knew his sister. I used to go to school with his sister when I was in secondary school. And he used to come to rehearsals and be like, yo, you man are sick. Like, I really want to like, chill with you guys or whatever it is. And I said to him, listen, like, what's your name? Because my name is Stephen. And I was like, what's the irony of having another Stephen in it? I said, bro, I won't lie to you. Stephen was about 10, 11 this time. He was a proper child. I said, bro, I won't lie to you. Like, I want you to join the group, But I like the way you play, innit? I'm saying to you, he was like, bro, school and that, innit? I was like, listen, like, I can chat to your parents, innit? Like, we'll look after you, like, my little brother, isn't it? He said, I can't do this group thing. Because that time, Stephen's already won awards as, like, Young Drummer of the Year and whatnot. So Stephen's already, he's been Stephen before composing. Saying to you. So,
fair enough.
I was like, bro, try it. So we tried it. Cool. Now we're just like playing around like these little jazz bars and all this kind of thing and that. And
so
it was
now
like,
you lot done jazz circuits and that.
Yeah, like we did the normal like when musicians would do like pubs and all that. Not like pubs, but I'm saying like the smaller things.
Because I think what was the vision for the group in terms of like, so it's outside of church now, and you said that there's no longer a singer now. Yeah. So what was it like?
It was just like a band that plays instrumentals.
Okay.
And so it wasn't even what composers is now. And then fast forward 2013. The previous artist was like, yo, you don't have to find a name for this group, because you don't have no name in it. Bro, if I tell you some of the names before you got the composers,
go on.
Amplified.
That was definitely
wild.
Very gospel.
And then it was like other names, like more musically like connected words, innit? And they go, no, like, we need something that's legendary. Like, when you hear this name, it is what it is. And we were known for, like, going to churches and twisting praise and worship on his head and kind of, that was our thing. Like, how would you know, innit? They go, yeah. How about the composers? Because you always compose your own versions of, but put a Z in it. It was young in it. You're young in it. So as far as the trend goes in it, you just put a Z in it. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
It's funny, when you're younger, that Z it changes the whole word.
that Z was
changes the whole word.
Swag. I was like, yeah. Cool. I was like, all right, composers. Like, went to, now back to the story I was saying. Went to Amsterdam for a church event, yeah. It's the four of us now. Me, David, Nana, Stephen. And a pastor prayed for us and said, God showed me 5 stars. And these 5 stars are going to go around all the world. But you have to promise that you have to stay together. And obviously, do this thing for God as well. Do your work for God as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so serve and whatever it is. 5 stars. I was like, okay. Well, there's only 4 of us right now. So 2013, we was in Nana's house eating Chinese. I'll never forget his name. Killing Chinese. And Nana's best friend is a guy called Brian. They went to school together. Brian and Nana used to have like an entertainment business where they do parties and all that kind of stuff. You know, like when you're young, you do those.
Yeah.
So like, Brian was like, listen, why don't we do this thing properly? Like, let's try and do this. Like, and I said, but what are we gonna do? In America, they used to do something called Stranger Range. So these bands that will come together and they'll do like songs that are known and they'll twist it in their own ways. But it wasn't for the audience. It was for musicians to be like, "Rah, that song's really good." And I was like, listen, man, when like Usher and these lot come, we look at the bands and everyone's rating Usher, but no one's rating the band. The band is doing the work.
Yeah.
Only musicians know who the band is. So why don't we push it a peg forward and like, forget the artist, we're the artist, and then the audience is the singer. Because they're never going to not know the songs. And we're always going to perform in a way where they're going to want to see us. And it's always going to sound good.
That's crazy though.
That's actually peak.
That's a crazy vision. To even think about that.
It was such a, I won't say random, but it was just such a thing that I was like, well, no one's doing it. Bro, so all right, let's try it. Boom, August. Did a boat party. Nana and Brian was organising a boat party for their business. Composers launched their first show on the boat. On
trying to do upper echelon.
Bro, that's something about composers. Like, I'll give to them. We always want to do it on the top level. We were like 21 and like had Tower Bridge open for us. Like it was nuts. Crazy. First show, it was quiet for time. Then we had a call from Miss Ghana, UK 2013. That was in October or September. There was a whole hoo-ha on the show, whatever it is, and the time was running out. We had like 5 minutes left. The guy said, bro, if in the first 2 minutes, nobody starts dancing, you better come on. Brian goes, if in 5 minutes is dead, I will personally take them out stage. Now, Afrobeats, we're talking about Fizo DG, Times, Oliver Twist, a bit of Premier Gawo, like nothing was going on. You know what I'm saying? Bro, we played this set and I was nervous, bro, nervous. And I see the first song, second song, people are like, what's this? Third song, fourth song, fifth song, first rows up. Second rows up, first column's up. Now the whole place is like jumping. And Steven's like, bro, just play. Just keep going. Bro, by the time you realize we finished it, the whole place was just like, yo,
jumping.
What is this? Like, why does it feel so good? But what is it? That was the birth of composers, bro. Just started peaking from there, bro. It's even a mad story. Crazy.
That's actually cool story.
Bro. It's a serious story.
It's mad though, but it's authentic.
Yeah.
Do you get me? It's authentic. So
it's kind of mad how you are going to that to the level that you're at the moment. But you said what? There's a mad story. What's the mad story?
As in what? Regarding to
what
I haven't said. Do you know what it is? The mad story really and truly is that none of this was planned, bro. There was no plan. And I didn't clock the dream till years later. Oh yeah, it's the 4 of us in it. Oh yeah, we're the 5 stars in it. And then you start to then be intentional about the dream. But bro, trust me, like some of the places we've been to, some of the shows we've done, I remember when even Wizkid was the first guy to even DM us. It was in rehearsals. Because we said for the first year of our career, we're not going to do no shows. We're going to rehearse every Saturday for a year. Just to create cohesion.
Yeah.
Bro, even that is
That's
different.
Actually,
it's different.
Think about it in this day and age, bro. As soon as someone knows they got a talent, bro, microwave put they are. You get what I'm trying to say? They put themselves out before anything's ready and all that.
Crazy.
But you lot spent a year in
whole
preparation.
Year, bro. Like in the church. If you know the artist that's going to that church and has done their concerts from that church, shots, bro. So like, bro, big up that. Bro.
I think that's a profound point, you know, because I feel like a lot of the time we talk about like see, like, God has sent his word, innit? You've heard it, you see the dream sort of thing, innit? And he's telling you that, right, this is where he's going to take you guys, yeah? And, like, you always talk about what are you doing in your downtime, in your prep time? What are you doing to get yourself ready for where God is going to take you to? And I feel like this is a very good example and role model and advice for people who are up and coming and saying, that, right, listen, spend that time prepping.
Yeah.
From now,
getting ready.
Bro.
That's
Because you don't know where you're going to get thrown into.
Literally.
So.
No, that is mad, fam.
That was it, bro.
And obviously, you know, just continue to climb ranks and ranks and ranks and ranks, bro.
Do you know? It's. I feel like it gets harder and harder every time we are having new projects.
Okay.
Because the thing is that, and I'm saying this humbly, yeah. When you're known to people as the composers, being the composers is easy. Maintaining that spot, is very difficult. But the thing is that, how many ways can I skin the cat in it? Bro, it's just the four of us. You're gonna hear the music live. You're gonna put a bit of lights there, a bit of fireworks you want to get excited. We've all like respect to the 80s.
But I hear it, but no one else is lining up for another band like that.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think it exists.
Do you know what I mean? There was one like at one point like Viva or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you get? But then other than that, like there wasn't like it's still not the same as what it is in this country. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I mean, because you know the thing is the brotherhood, isn't it? Like the three of you guys, I'm saying to you, like you know, sometimes when you lot are actually boys, sometimes a lot of things can be bypassed, innit? Let's not lie, boys fighting it, they argue. But the thing is that the common goal is that all three of you want to do this thing to the max. So when you have that backing, it's easier. I'm not gonna say, bro, every show I've had, sometimes we've had concerts, we're actually in the midst of the beef.
The show must go on.
The show must go on.
I'm like, my brothers. But these are like, yo, you man, outside. Let's go to the grass.
I hear it. Link in the car park.
100%, but you know what it is? It's because of the fact that when you're with passionate people, to get everyone's voice heard is hard. It's not easy, but it's the why, innit? It's the dream, innit? The 5 stars. Like, you have to always go back to that. Like, there's a reason why we're doing this. So.
At what point did you share like the dream and stuff like that with the rest of them? Lot?
I didn't even share the dream.
Oh, you did?
I think what confirmed the dream was the prophecy from the pastor.
Okay.
So for them lot, it was the first prophecy. For me, it was like,
confirmation.
Do you get it? Because the thing about me is that I don't want to come and say, yo, God, I had a dream about it, you know.
Maybe like Joseph.
Right.
And then never starts down to this other stuff.
I'm not in the pit and I can't see it. It's a long day. Do you get it? And imagine if I said that to the first 4.
It's true.
It's true.
Do you know what I'm saying to you? So,
Chai,
it's about being sensitive about
coming soon,
You know, so much, that's what it sounded like. It sounds like a film in the way that it kind of everything was just orchestrated.
I would love this story to be a film because it's like there's so much bits I'm missing out for the sake of time, of how it even formed because it was such an accident, a great accident that happened. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So I'm grateful for it, man.
And obviously, bro, like, what's it like in terms of like being in the limelight, And obviously, all of the different things, like, because life still goes on. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And obviously, you've got a story that, like, I think, fam, like I was talking to you about it the other day, like, it's mad powerful for people to hear. You obviously already alluded to it through your testimony and all that kind of stuff, but even being in the limelight and then having like life still go on, and then especially what life was like can you share a bit about that? What that was like?
So the limelight or the story itself?
Let's go with the story and then let's go with managing that in the limelight.
All right. So let me flip it and then I'll get back to it actually.
Yeah.
Limelight for me personally, when you're just a funny guy in your circle, that's one thing, innit? Yeah. When you are known to people you don't know, then you have to be careful. Because I'm only speaking for myself. I didn't take fame well the first time. I got very gassed. Everything. Everything.
Hey, fair enough.
Far in between. When the money started to roll, then I started icing up my wrist, and then everything started getting shiny. Cars started getting bigger, houses and all that kind of stuff. And then you lose sight of the dream. And I want to keep using the word the dream for this. For you to understand, that's where it starts from.
No word.
But the story in question was, bro, like, I was in Ghana, like, and 2020 into 2021, I was in Ghana, I had a show. This is when COVID was like, ending, but it wasn't really ending. You get it?
Yeah.
People in Ghana with the master saying, "Don't go to the clubs." It was bro, like I think so. For the four of us, Nana and Brian caught COVID.
Okay.
Barry and I was all staying in the same place.
Mm.
I didn't get COVID. Stephen didn't get COVID. We even left earlier before them.
Mm.
Now I do this routine that whenever like I fly long distances or I do like a long haul shows, I go to doctors and get a checkup. Because what people didn't know is that I'm already a diabetic. So I really have to go and get checked regardless.
Yeah.
Right? So I have one of my reviews and it's funny, the girl that did my checkup was like our age. Cool girl. I've big up to her. I won't say her name. I don't want to disgrace her. She came in, she did the blood test and was like, "Rah, your blood looks weird in my tube. Like, it doesn't look correct. Let me check it." Let's say this is Monday, yeah? Checked it. Tuesday AM, you get the message from NHS. Blood results abnormal. Please call for advice. Called, they said, yeah, like, your results look a bit abnormal, but maybe it's just a faulty test. Come, to the hospital. Bro, and me, I'm a Google warrior. I Googled everything. I didn't see nothing. Then I said, what's it pertaining? He goes, oh, your white blood cells look a bit low, innit? Googled it. Cancer didn't come up, Everything came up but that. Then I saw it one time by accident. And I was like, I can't be that. Went to hospital or whatever. And I said, to the doctors, listen, I was checking and it said it could be cancer, They go, don't allow yourself to think that. It's going to be fine. But something in me didn't feel like, she didn't even convince me that she's being serious. Cool. Tuesdays happened, done the blood test. Wednesday morning, I'll never forget, 9 a.m. Hello, Mr. Biggz. Your results will come back abnormal. Can you please come in and bring an overnight bag? I said, yeah. Click. I'm not going nowhere. 10, 12, cord. 2, cord. 4, cord. 6, cord. And then my missus was like, "Rah, like, what's going on?" I said, they're calling me about staying over, but I'm not coming to stay over. Like, I've got stuff to do. I can't do that. 7:34. I'll never get this time. Specialist called me on a different number. I said, yo, I want to say this to you black and white. Yeah? This thing we're seeing is critical. If you don't come today, you may not see tomorrow. Click. I said, wait, what? I called him like, yo, what's all this? He goes, listen, it's looking like a possible trace of cancer. Bro, I fainted in my room. I'm a big guy. Dropped. He said, like, what's going on? I said, bro, I think they said I got cancer, She goes, what? Let me call my parents. And her dad's a pastor. Prayed for me. Bro, the prayers was going here and coming out. I didn't even hear the in Jesus' name. I was so spun. It was just like, they came over just like, oh, it's going to be okay. And this is the thing with Christians that you have to be careful of, right? Yeah. Don't humanize the power of words, innit? The words is going to be okay if you grasp onto that, Because sometimes you be like, yeah, just saying it because So he said it, whatever. Drove me to the hospital. I was just sitting there. Drove past my house, saw the house for the last time, came past my old estate for the last time. I said, I'm done. Finished.
That's
done
crazy.
for. Bearing in mind, I lost my job. And I was also prepared for other things and I've lost that as well. And I was in a state of stress. Cool. So, got to the hospital and then did the last blood test and then the doctor came in crying. Apparently ethically, they're not allowed to do that.
Wait, what?
The doctor came in crying?
They're not allowed to do that.
There's no way. They definitely
She came in because I've heard the story. And I'm sorry to tell you, but like, you've got leukemia. I said, I said, what? What's that?
That's insane.
Got blood cancer. I just asked the lady straight. Okay, let's get to the nitty gritty. How long do I have left? Because the lady next to me was supposed to do our wedding. And I lost it because of COVID. So I need to discuss with her, like, what's going on, you know what I'm saying to you? So she said, oh, let's not discuss that, but there's a 50% chance, You might make it, you might not make it. And then I just looked at her and she looked at me and I was like, okay. So I said, okay, what's the next procedure? You have to go to chemo. Let's say this is the Wednesday I'm talking about. When is chemo? Friday.
Right.
We're in COVID. Can my family come? We're in COVID. No one can come and see you. So I have to do this by myself. how long am I going to be in hospital for? 6 months to a year.
What?
I'm a musician, bro. My calendar's packed for tour. So it's gone mad. Called my parents, whatever. Everyone's just, you know. My mum was cool. My dad lost me. Like those who don't know, me and my dad, it's like we're twins. Like I talk to my dad every day. He didn't handle it well. My mum was, you know, African women, innit?
Yeah.
Gets this to God straight. Straight to God. It was calm. Spoke to everyone. At that time, I only told Nana and Brian. I told Nana because I've known Nana the longest. I told Brian because he's my manager. So obviously, he has to pat me up behind closed doors, whatever. Bro.
Was you still touring around that time as well?
Like, no, that time it was like I was preparing to even do something for BBC at that time. It was like we just come back from Ghana. So we're now preparing for bro. I tell you what's mad. I even had a dream 3 weeks prior when I was in Ghana that I was in jail. I was like, God forbid I'm gonna be in prison. And when I went into this room, literally, remember, it's just full. I had no window. Just, like I was sharing with someone else and whatever it is. Boom, 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 boom. So they just told me I've got leukemia. So I was just like, well, I'm 30 years old, no kids, no peas, no save. I haven't saved nothing. I can't give this lady nothing. I can't give my parents nothing. I'm like, what am I doing, bro? And the next morning they came to me and said, listen, like, we've got some news for you. Like, we thought it was this type of cancer. So basically, there's different types of leukemia. So they thought it was AML, which is a bit of a aggressive one, isn't it? They go, we found out it's actually this. It's called APL. Now, one in, I think, 1 million or 100,000 people have it. It's very rare. And it's the only leukemia that has a prognosis of 90% cure rate. Bro, my body just went.
Exhale.
Bro, because I'm rattled. Like,
bro, from when you said you was driving to the hospital and you saying you was driving past your last time. Driving past this, that's mind.
It's like you can't even fathom it because it's like, you see, and the one thing I want to say, like, I'm not trying to promote it. See, when someone tells you that you haven't got much time there, you have this scary piece of, I can't do nothing about it, innit? So, let's deal with it. So when she told me, I was like, bro, what me? That's it. It's a wrap. I didn't cry or nothing until it hit me in the night. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. How did I get cancer, bro? I was in Ghana 2 weeks ago. Now, boom, 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 bro. And yeah, so they said they started me on chemo straight away. I was supposed to be in chemo for a year. They did my first cycle. Now, usually this thing, in the first 4 weeks, if it goes wrong, you'll die. Like, that's the highest chance that you can pass away. But I had no symptoms as well, but bear in mind, you know. Did the first round. And they do this procedure called the bone marrow, where like they put like a long screw into they stick it through your skin to your pelvic to take out marrow from the bone, yeah? And bro, the first person that did it, I don't think they were qualified enough to do it. They put the drill, I said, bro, why am I feeling so much pain? They didn't put local anesthetic on my...
They didn't what?
No.
Local anesthetic.
What? Nah,
don't
No local. Bro,
no.
I've screamed.
I'll actually strangle someone.
Bro,
No.
I've screamed before, but this scream was like, it was coming from my heart. Like, it was like, I couldn't think. It rattled me so much, I didn't want to get it done, but I have to get it done. They gave me a specialist to get it done on the other side. It hurt, but not as much. But now I'm rattled. Like, now I can't do that again. You know what I'm saying to you? I have to get that done every 3 months for 4 years. So I'm just dreading that day. Let's move on now. Obviously, the first cycle has come. They've gone, bro, I can't lie to you. Like, we've done your results, everything. I said, oh, bro, they're going to tell me that. It didn't work out. He goes, bro, like, there's no cancer in your body, bro.
What?
I said, who?
Jesus Christ.
Fine. I said, say it again. He goes, like, you had 65% of leukemia in your blood, meaning, so for every 10 cells going in my bloodstream, 7 of them was cancerous.
Wow.
So I don't know what that is, like,
So my
stage-wise,
God
but
is able to make every grace. What?
my brother, first round came, he goes, bro, I don't know what to tell you, but it's gone from 64% to 5%.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I said, so what does that mean? He goes, bro, you can go home next 2 weeks, you know.
What?
I was in hospital for 6 weeks.
What?
Instead of being there for the 6 months.
6 months to a year.
I didn't tell no one. When I saw my dad, like, he wanted to pass out. He thought he saw a ghost. He was like, what? Yeah. Bro, like, But yeah, man, I think after that, bro, like I did the chemos normal, but I told myself, in fact, I've missed so many bits out. I had 2 dreams in that. I dream a lot.
Dream,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know why me, because I forget most of them anyways, but like, God was telling me, he goes, you see, I was telling you to cool down, you know. He speaks to me like how I speak to myself. Told you to cool down, you know. So what do you mean? He goes, okay. 2010, this day, boom. 2014, this day, boom. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, during COVID. I told you not to do this, you did it. I said cool down on this part, you did it. I said and now I need you to stop, bro. I have to taste some things. I was like, what? And I think I remember every single event he showed me where maybe I caught cold, I missed a train and something happened on the road. I got ill with this. They said, oh, this has gone high or this has gone low. I wasn't feeling well here. I was trying to force to go here. I was trying to fly here. He said, bro, I was telling you, you didn't listen, bro. Now listen to me. He said,
Chai, I'm taking heed, bro. Can't even lie, bro.
2 things he told me. He goes, number 1, he said, the reason why I'm giving you this, not giving, but the reason why you're going through this, he doesn't give anyone things. The reason why you're going through this is because I know that you got the gift of articulation. I know you know how to explain this process. And I know you know how to turn it around for my good. He said, you was never gonna die. But I have to show you as well that the life you think that you're living, yeah, I can take it from you now. There's nothing you can do about it. And I was sitting there like, I was just sitting there. Like, you what? Then he goes to me, do you know what cancer is? This is what he told me. I'm not saying this is the truth. I'm saying this is what he told me. He said cancer is bitterness, envy, unforgiveness, hatred, anger, lying, wrath is 99% of what cancer is. You're stressing your body, putting yourself in a place where your body is fighting itself. Because that's what happens with your white blood cells. When your immune system is down, it's because you're under either attack or you're under immense stress. He goes, do you know what the 1% that kills everyone? Fear. Fear kills everyone. And he said, not even in cancer, fear kills your dreams. Fear kills family, kills friendship. It kills anything that you don't have the power of. Bro, I wrote it down on a pad. I told my mum and she's like, that's mad. Bro, I think that's the first time in my life I said to myself, oh, God? Oh, he's real. Yeah. Because before, God is good all the time. God is real. Bro, it spoke to me like, it was as audible. It was like someone put a megaphone in my head. And then I just started journaling and all that kind of stuff and whatever. Bro, I left, did the chemo whilst touring, bro.
That's crazy.
Like, Stephen didn't know, David didn't know. No one knew until I was finished. Bro. Half my friends didn't know. Just like, Rob, you lost bare weight, you know. I was like, safe, bro. I was like, I was like, cool, man. I'm gymming, bro. I'll take it. I don't lie to you. I know this sounds so twisted, bro. I think the cancer weight loss was the best weight loss I had in a long time. I look good, like, bro. But it's happened now. So when they gave me the 1 year, basically they did, listen, chemo's done. How do you feel? It's bittersweet. Like, I'm happy it's done, but like, I've been looked after for the whole year. Like, I don't know how I can do this by myself. Then I was toiling with the fact of announcing it because I thought I didn't want to do it because I felt like, you know, it's my personal business. You know what I'm saying to you? God was like, remember, you have a mission to articulate this particular testimony. Because I feel like I had cancer when cancer was not really prevalent like that, but it was starting to trickle around people. Like, people were passing from it. And I posted it. Bro. My DMs was on fire. I didn't know. Sorry. And I kept telling people, bro, go and get checked up. There's no such thing as a man pain. Backache is not normal. Headache is not normal. If your hand is hurting you, it's not nothing. No, pain is not normal. Pain is a response from something that your body's telling you, brother.
It's not good.
It's not good, bro. Like, let's sort this out. Saying to you. So yeah, that's the story, bro. And I think the chemo was the easy part of it. I'm 4 years in now, bro, yeah. I still get nightmares. I still have anxiety. I have anxiety. Sometimes I feel like I'm just going to stand outside one time and just die. Yeah. Because you've had that taste of death. So you feel like, oh nah, like the death thing is not as far as I thought it is. You can die for anything. And so man, like I've just been anyone that's had cancer, was going through cancer, I just connect with them, innit? Let's link, let's talk. I've prayed with some people. Some friends they've lost the battle and it's sad, and some of them have won the battle and it's good, you know what I'm saying to you? But I feel like for me, being who I am in what I am, it rocked me, man, because it's like cancer's always, my man's bedroom, sister's cousin, auntie, cancer, you know? It's never ever, he had it.
It's mad.
It's mad, bro. And I feel like I've never been the same, but at the same time, I like that. Because I won't lie to you, I'd be black and white. If you lot was to call me for anything else, I would have been like, oh, bro, I can't do that. I don't like talking but I feel like this is part of the dream, it's part of the mission. And in the dream of the 4 stars going around the world, it didn't just say music. It could be give back. It could be evangelism. It could be whatever. It could be business. It could be philanthropy. Because everyone's got their own story, but obviously, like, this is my part. I'm explaining what I'm saying to you. So,
First and foremost, no, bro. Clap offering.
Hey, yo,
bro. I can't lie,
man.
Bless God for what he's done. I can't lie. This testimony, this whole episode has been a testimony. It is as well, Obviously, like we're strapped for time and all that kind of stuff. We've kind of like gone through this quite quickly, but bro, there's so many different bits here that we need to hone in on and like focus on and just get you to like obviously share your perspectives on it, because I feel like it's going to be transformative for so many people.
100%.
So bro, we definitely got to get you back on, bro.
100%. I'll definitely
have to still.
What?
That one is mandatory still. That one,
can't lie.
mandatory.
Crazy.
Big love
And the maddest thing is like all of this, like nobody knew about it, but you were still showing up. Do you know what I mean? You were still showing up in different spaces. You said you was on tour and you was going through chemo at the same time. That's a that's a mind boggle. Like,
it's like Jesus, don't it? Like he knew he had a mission.
Words.
And like I always try and make things more relevant. Imagine like you saw a random guy, our age, with 12 people walking on the street, touching a man on the road saying, "Get out." You'd be like, this Jesus mad. He knows that, bro. This is all gonna come to an end at some point, you know. But he has to firm it. You're not gonna take away the problem. And the thing is that I need to think. Because as a man, I need to provide that. I was having conversations with my dad, like, bro, I haven't got a will. I have all these assets. I can't give you nothing. Because nothing is in paper. Saying to you, and he, you know, I promised him, because I promised my family that when I make my first amount of good money, like I was gonna help them build that house in Ghana. And the first thing I said is, I can't even do that for you. And I think what we totally neglect is forget about me that I had it. The people around you that have to deal with it.
That's another.
They go through, bro, like I can't lie to you. Like, my partner, I feel like it's only recently that she's probably overcome it. She went through immense depression. Immense, bro. Because like we're supposed to live one type of life and it didn't happen. It got rough from her, bro. She looks at me and she doesn't know whether I'm okay or I'm not okay. And then I'm also like, I'm flaring out because I'm anxious. Like, everyone else gets affected by it. So,
I hear it. But it's a true selfless act, but I guess people around don't normally understand.
They don't understand it, of course, innit?
But but fam, bro, listen, big love for coming on.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Thanks for sharing.
Sorry for the lateness.
That's
We'll
right.
do part 2 again.
We'll do part 2. That one we have to.
No, 100%.
For sure.
But bro, it's been a pleasure, bro.
Honestly, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
Amazing.
Big love.
Love every single time.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Love.